I am black business. Do you support black businesses? Listen, I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am black business.
I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am black business. I am black business. Are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am black business. I am black business. Tell me, are you black business? I am black business. Do you support black businesses? Listen, I support black business because I am black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of black business in the world.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African, continental, and country-specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dream by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
you need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert, and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sydney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and happy holidays, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. I am your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. I am honored to introduce Mr. Sidney Wormsby, a distinguished business executive renowned for his strategic prowess and leadership in transforming complex business challenges into success stories. With a career spanning top Fortune 100 companies, including JP Morgan Chase, PepsiCo, Citigroup, and Eastman Kodak, Mr. Wormsby has excelled in roles from global product management to leading his own organization. His experience in new product development, Six Sigma, and total quality management has set industry benchmarks. Known for his visionary approach, Mr. Wormsby inspires teams to exceed expectations, combining compelling visions with clear objectives. Join me in welcoming a true luminary whose journey is a testament to innovation, excellence, and commitment in the world of business. I give you Sydney Wormsby.
You know, I want to hear that Sidney Wormsby talk. He sounds like a pretty good guy.
That's all you. That's all
okay,
you.
all right. Well, I hope I don't disappoint.
Oh, you never disappoint. We have known each other now for another couple of years now, going maybe 2 or 3, and this has been wonderful. I'm always impressed with what your knowledge is, how you express that information, and get people motivated and understanding that they can truly change their business. Now, let's jump right in, right? Let's talk about a couple of things about business growth and improvement guidance. You're saying you're a business guy. Give us some definitions around that.
Well, I am a business growth and improvement guide, which means I am much more hands-on than the typical coach would be. So I really want to be involved with the business owner on transitioning their business, not just giving them the strategies and the solutions, et cetera, and then walking away and then leaving them feeling a little vulnerable about what do I do now and how do I do it. So my focus is to, make sure that they have a partner, someone who's hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow with them in that growth journey. So I will help them identify the strategies and then help them implement those strategies as well so that their business can grow. And again, it's one of those things that from a partnership perspective, they will have the confidence to feel that, they're not doing it alone.
Well, you've been very successful in drilling in on the basics, your capabilities, deliverables, results. I think your business is called Solutions with Results. You really hone in on that. Tell us a little bit more around your philosophies in those areas and how it's been successful for you.
One of the things, Grant, that helped me in my career was the concept of being indispensable. And I just said, I always wanted to make a difference, to have an impact, make a difference. But in terms of, what was my career path strategy, it was to be indispensable. Wherever I was, I wanted to be the guy that, they had to come to because he could get it done. He would, make it happen, that you couldn't do it without him, kind of deal. And so that helped me in terms of taking action and all those other kinds of things. But what it also reinforced for me is people want, desire outcomes and results. Especially within the business format, but even when we're talking about in our personal relationships, we like to be around those folks that help us move forward, that help us be a better person. And so for me with business, it's the same thing that just says, I want to deliver the results and the outcomes that someone is looking for and needs. And I believe that is why we're being chosen, as a business, support resource. And I want to provide that, for my clients, et cetera. So results are a big piece of who I am, what I believe in, what I deliver, what I want to be counted on, and how I make myself indispensable.
This is important. Real world application and experience in working with you is what you pride yourself on the process and the approach, and you have guarantees around doubling profits in less than in a year. I mean, that's a big, bold statement. I've worked with you on your big, you say, Grant, you got to have a big, bold statement, but you got to be able to back it up. How can you make a guarantee like that?
There was an old, this will tell you how old I am. There was an old TV program. Oh gosh, I forgot what it was, but it was about, forgot the name of it, but it was about this grandfather who was taking his son in the Old West, taking his son around, trying to find the grandson's father, who had been a gunslinger or whatever. And it was all about all their travels and what they ran into. But the grandfather would always say something, that was outrageous, bold, whatever. And he would always then look in the camera and say, no brag, just fact. And that always stuck with me. But, so for me, it's like, you have to have a bold claim. What are you going to do? If your claim is I'm going to be like everybody else, nobody wants to, talk with you, be involved with you, et cetera. Because, okay, if you're going to be like everyone else, there's a ton of those options around. I'm a very spiritual person, and in Scripture it talks about lukewarm water. Jesus says, "I'll spit you out like lukewarm water." And the concept behind that is, look, cold water is good for something, refreshing. Hot water is good for something, either cooking or sterilizing. Warm water is good for nothing. And so if you are going to be lukewarm, the mushy middle, like everyone else, you're not going to get, any outcomes, any results, any attention, from those that you are looking to. So I don't make the bold claim just to be saying something, just to be making noise. I make the bold claim because that's what I'm going to be about. And that's what I'm going to deliver. That's what you can, expect. And that's what I also mean by then back it up. No brag, just fact. This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. So in terms of that, then you have to have intentionality about how you're going to deliver your bold claim. And I don't care what business you're in. You can be a plumber. You can be a contractor. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, a baker, Indian chief, whatever. You have to have a bold claim as to what you're going to do, but then be able to back that up, that people say, I can count on them. I can count on them. Again, they're indispensable because if I want something done, if I need this, they're the one to deliver, et cetera. So, so I then create, system structures for making that happen. Whether I was working for, the Fortune 100 or when I had the business on my own, where, I was managing, several hundred people, or even now when I'm coaching, teaching, assisting people in, making that happen for their business.
I want to ask you this, because this is important for, I think, the audience to understand. It's important for me to understand, and that is, there's some major issues in any business. Every business has room for growth, has room for change. We are now in a world of rapid advancement, a rapid change in a number of different areas. There's a lot of there's friction in the marketplace. And then there's tension in the marketplace around artificial intelligence. Things like that are like speeding things up and maybe slowing other things down. There's always an equal and opposite effect, cause and effect, if you would say. I know you pride yourself in understanding that. Understand if a body at rest continues at its same speed trajectory, nothing changes. We are in a stage of rapid change, yet I have seen small business owners and a lot of minority business owners feel they can just keep doing the same thing and expect the same result or higher, but they haven't changed anything. Talk to us about why that might be a method that doesn't get you to where you want to be in 2024.
So it's a great question. I could answer that probably several different ways. I'm going to go at it this way, but don't be surprised if I come back around at another direction as well. One of the things that's important for us to understand in any situation or environment, that things are probably not as complicated as we think, and that there are some fundamental truths. I call them true with a capital T, because there's some things that are true with a small t, meaning that they're situationally true. In this situation, yes, but in another situation, no. But then there's some things that are fundamentally true, and they're true with what I call a capital T. They're always true no matter what. We first need to understand what those things are so that we can then, impact the world the way that we want to. The second thing is, and when we're looking at in a business, there's, several perspectives that we can have. We can want to just survive, or we want to thrive. And there are some folks who go about things that just says, I just want to get by. I want to survive. I want to get to the next, the next place, the next day. And they're not as concerned about, did I really progress, et cetera. I just want to live. I want to, see the other side. And there are others who are looking to thrive. If you're looking to survive, you typically take a hunker down, strategy when things get rough. Keep your head low. Let's cut costs when things get tight and et cetera, et cetera. Let's go back to basics, which is a phrase I hate, which is, if it's basic, why did you ever stop doing it? And that's the problem. So it's one of those things that you've probably use those kind of strategies, and you're making yourself vulnerable as a business. For those who are going to thrive, then really it's always about looking for what are the things that are fundamentally true, and how am I delivering on those things that are fundamentally true. So from a business perspective, it's fundamentally true that you can only get growth from 5 areas. And I don't care what kind of business you are. I don't care if you are JP Morgan Chase or PepsiCo or Pipsqueak Motors or Acme Chemical, or some dentist office around the corner. You can only get growth in 5 areas, and how you do that is going to determine, or what processes and behaviors you put in place are going to determine whether you're going to thrive, just survive, or maybe even dive, go lower than where you are right now. And so it's important for us to understand those 5 things. And for those who are like waiting with bated breath, well, what are they? What are they? They're no secret. It's not like Sidney Ormsby, created them up and thunk them up, in his sleep or in a vision from God or any of those other kinds of things. It's every business, so it's getting more leads, converting more of those leads to customers. It's getting each of those customers to have more transactions or to deepen the relationship. It's being able to have pricing power based on your value proposition. And it's finally being more efficient and effective in costs so that you're driving more to the bottom line. That's where all growth comes from. So if you are going to look for how am I going to really get to the next level, not just to the other side, but to the next level. How am I going to drive my business? How am I going to thrive? I'm going to look at what are the processes, what are the procedures, what are the behaviors that I'm doing in each one of those areas. That means I'm getting more and more and more and more and more. Because if I'm not getting more and more and more and more, then I'm really falling behind. So if I'm looking at leads, what are the things that drive leads? When I teach people about using their P&L and understanding and analyzing their financial reports so that they can identify opportunities, one of the things I say is, look, it will tell you everything, the whole story of the business. For each line of a P&L statement, there's something that makes it go up and something that makes it go down. And when you understand what makes it go up and what makes it go down, then you can tussle on those levers to go in whichever direction you want it to go. If you want it to go up, whoop, turn it to the right. If you want it to go down, whoop, turn it to the left. So you can do those kinds of things. And so it's one of the things that I focus on with my clients is understanding each of those levers. How do you get more leads? And focusing on process, the simple, basic, fundamentally true things that are going to drive that. So when you start looking at some of the technology that comes in, people get all panicked and worried and, I don't understand it. Whoa. Any technology is a tool in your toolbox to do one of those 5 things. And you got to understand, how am I going to use AI to get me more leads? And there are ways to do that. How am I going to use AI to cut my costs and expenses? Okay, there are ways to do that. So it's not, I have to know everything about AI. I don't need to know everything about AI. I just need to understand what's the concept behind it. And then now how do I want to use it for my business, for my objectives, to do one of these 5 things or all of these 5 things more effectively? And so it's, kind of paring things down and helping them see that. And that's what I work with on my client, or work with, for my clients, is helping them understand those things. Here's the process that you need to have in place. When you have that in place, now we can look at all the different tools and systems and automations to make that go better. And so I really focus on, the behaviors, the procedures, the systems, the processes for that reason. When I used to manage, at executive level for these Fortune 100 companies, when people would come to me wanting me to approve their capital expenditure requests, can we have this? Can we, do this? Can we get some money and funding for that? Will you approve this thing, et cetera, et cetera? I tell people all the time, I would ask one basic fundamental question after they did their whole presentation. Could have been a 20-minute, could have been a 40-minute, could have been an hour and some minute presentation. My first question is, what if I said no? What if we just say, no, we don't have the money, we can't do that? What would you do? And I would listen for the response and the answer. And the response or answer would tell me, first and foremost, did they know anything about what they were really trying to get me, to approve on? And second, I would start hearing what their options were. So if somebody said, well, we wouldn't, we wouldn't be able to do anything. I'm immediately going to say, then no, we're not doing it. If they said, well, we would probably do it this way, and every one of the answers and responses to that question, when they had one, was always about some behavior change that they would do. Something that they would ask another department, another individual to start doing differently, which gets back to, it's about behavior. It's about systems. It's about process. And so my response would be, then go do that. Those are things that cost no money, that have big impact. Spending the dollars on an AI software, new technology tool, that's a bunch of money, and you don't know what you're doing yet. So why spend all that money? Once I know what I'm doing, then automation and all the capital expenditures make sense because I know what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And so that's where I get not only the quick impact, but the huge impact, for my clients. I have them focus on those behaviors, those procedures, those processes, those system things that cost no money. And because they cost no money, they can be quick to implement. I don't need to get an approval from someone else. If I'm the business owner, I don't need to go get a loan or some funding source. I don't need to wait until my profits are better, which is always things aren't going really well right now, so we're going to have to wait and do that. Well, no, you don't. If it's about changing your behavior, what's stopping you from doing that right now? And so if there's no cost and it's about your behavior, then it can be implemented immediately. I can stop doing something that I'm doing wrong right now, this minute, this instant. Or I can start doing something that I need to do right now, this instant. So it's no cost, it's quick to implement, and because it's a behavior, it will be an immediate response and reaction. When I stop doing the thing that I shouldn't be, there's an immediate change. When I start doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing, there's an immediate change. And so from that perspective, no cost, quick to implement, quick to have impact. And another important thing about all of that is they are integrated. So the things that you do in leads are going to have an impact, a domino effect on the things that you do in conversion. The things that you do in leads and conversion are going to have an impact on pricing, the value proposition, and therefore pricing, because they're starting with a foundation of understanding what a client wants, what they're looking for, what their pain points are, and how am I addressing that. So that's how we get to that double digit, that doubling of profits so quickly. And also why I can guarantee that, because it's like, look, I know I've not only done this, in all of these large organizations, small organizations, my organization, other people's organizations, but I know that process changes can take place quickly. And I know that really the variable really is the individual I'm working with. Are they committed to that change? And so I pick my clients very carefully from that perspective, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time, showing you all this and I didn't get to it this week. No. I only have limited time that I can work with folks, and I want to make sure I'm sharing that with people who are committed to driving their business forward. So I can make that guarantee. The guarantee is you're going to get 100% ROI, double of what you're paying me in benefit to your company. So take a number, $1, you're going to get $2. $1 million, you're going to get $2. So it doesn't matter what you're paying me. What it matters is what you're getting back, and you're going to get 2 times back in what you're paying me in a monthly fee in benefit to your business, or I say I give you your money back, or I work for free until I'm delivering that, whichever you choose to do. But as of yet, I haven't had to give anything back.
I can see why, because you're making common sense. And I love the way you frame that. And we got to apply that even to our personal finances before we spend anything. What if we don't have any money? What would we do? That's very interesting. What are the alternatives? We have to look at our alternatives and the implications, and can we implement those alternatives in a fundamental way that, again, you have to have a framework. What is the framework? What are we trying to achieve? If you don't understand those 5 basics you just talked about, I see this over and over again when I'm working with individuals that they want to start a business, they want to get into business, or they're in a business, but they haven't really done what it takes to get the right clients, because the number one thing you've got to be able to do is to attract clients, customers. If you don't have anything, no one's coming to you. That's a big, big, big problem. You can have the nice, shiniest object out there, but if nobody sees it, or nobody wants it, or nobody needs it, wow, then you have to be able to get somebody like Sydney, like, hey, nobody's going to pay you for that. Or you are, because you haven't done your research, you understand that there's 5 other companies just like yours, right, literally around the corner, and there's no differentiation for you. You're like, wow, this is very important. So the importance of planning. Let's talk about, we're going to go into the new year, 2024. I implore everyone looking at this, especially if you're looking at it live right now, really do an assessment. Think about and just really picture and flow through your 2023 as if it were an epic film. Look at it, see where it was, how it's ending. Did it end right? Did it end good? Was it effective? Is it one of those? Is it a whodunit? Is there still a lot of question marks? They're like, I don't even, what happens next? You know, those cliffhangers.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery, right? And as you go into 2024, and here's my question to you: why is it so important? Especially now, you've been in big business for a long time. You understand this. Why do you have to get off to such a great start in Q1 of a new year?
You know, there are all kinds of sayings, truisms that we will use that become trite, but they're true. So there's the old saying, you know, if you don't know where you're going, any road gets you there, kind of deal. Planning is a part of that. You know, that just says, look, planning is saying, where do I intend to end up? And once I know where I intend to end up, then I can start crafting a roadmap from where I am right now to where I want to end up. That will then give me the steps. You know, so, you know, one of the things that I used to do when I worked for, corporations, I still do it even when I'm working for myself, and I just did it for my own business, you know, this consulting practice a few weeks ago. I said, you know, here's where I want to be next year. Here's how much I want to do in each one of these business coaching categories. Boom, 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 boom. Here's why. Here's what's different from it. Here's what I'm going to shift to, and you know, when I want to shift to it by the month. Da 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 da. But at that point, you can start saying, "Ooh, well, then I need to start advertising that here if I'm going to get that kind of business at that point. I need to do this about this time frame if I'm going to shift from there. Oh my gosh, I just said I'm going to do this in that month. When am I going to have the time to do these other things? Oh, I need to start, you know, making sure that they're at this point of the process at that boom, boom. So it allows you to start really working through, you know, those scenarios that just says, if that's where I intend, then these are the actions I need to do. And now I can make a 1, 2, 3 ABC action plan. Step 1, by this date on this time. Step 2, boom, 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 boom. And then I just go work my plan. And so the same thing is for any business owner. It's the same thing that you create those, you then create the steps to get there, and then just go work your plan. The results will be what the results will be, meaning it may not get you all the way to bright, but it's going to get you a heck of a lot further than you were. It may get you further than bright, meaning I never thought I was going to get all the way there because maybe you just, undervalued some of those steps, et cetera. But you're going to, look at it and go, wow, I just did, these things that I said I was going to do. So it's just one of those things that planning becomes critical, if you really want to be successful, to map it out so that you know what steps you need to take and when you need to take them so that you can stay on track, not get distracted, not get sidetracked, so that, at the end of the year, you're not looking back. And how many of you out there right now are saying, where did 2023 go? And I'm nowhere near where I thought I was going to be. And if you're saying all that, I will guarantee you that you didn't do an effective job of planning. And if one of you did a great job of planning and you ended up there, contact me, tell me exactly what you did and how you did it. And I'll then show you where you weren't really doing the, the detailed planning that you thought you were doing. And so I challenge folks on that all the time. And again, when I'm working with folks, one of the things that I do is this complete assessment. So there's a concept called continuous improvement, for those who are in manufacturing or, other kinds of systems and processes, operational processes, they'll know that. But it talks about if I'm going to continually improve, I have 4 steps and stages. One, first is an assess phase. I'm going to assess the situation, which goes into where am I trying to get to? Where am I at right now? What are my problems, obstacles, issues that I assess? Here's where I am. But then I create a plan. I assess, then I plan. I plan how I'm going to get to where it is that I say I wanted to be versus where I am right now. And then what do? Implement. I simply implement the plan that I created. And that last step then is verify. I'm going to confirm what the results and outcomes were, given what I said I wanted to, accomplish, and I'm going to measure the gap. And that gap starts me in another cycle of assessment that says, okay, here's the gap now. Let me do this all over there. And I keep doing that iterative process. If I'm doing that, I just simply let the process do what it's supposed to do. And I'm going to keep making the improvements that I need to make because I'm always in a continuous cycle of assess, plan, do, verify. Assess, plan, do, verify. It will never serve you wrong. Now, you can shortcut that process and that will do you wrong. But if you're following the process properly, you'll always ask the right questions. And when you ask the right questions, then you'll always get the right answers.
Very well stated. I love the framework. I always love, I'm into sports, right? The sporting analogy, right? So when you're playing sports, especially a team sport, it depends if you're part of a business, you've got a team of individuals, or you're a solopreneur, you're still a team of one. You're still working with your client. You're a team. So everyone really has a team concept that they're dealing with and I call it a sporting type thing. Like you've got to be able to do something. You've got to put forth some effort and some action to achieve the goal. Right? No matter what, you've got to. And here's the deal: a lot of people when they're setting up their plan, I got a plan. I'm going to get their plan. The other team on the other side of that ball has a plan also.
You're right. What did Mike Tyson say? Mike Tyson said everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth, right?
Wow. And that's what happens. Here you are in December, you're going into January. I got my business plan. Let me tell you something. How many plans got thrown out of the window, got smacked, just like Mike Tyson did when AI hit the scene with generational chatbots, and it just changed the scope. New competitors came out of the woodwork. All of a sudden, you're looking at your methodology without AI, let's just say, or any other technology, any other advantage, and you're like, whoa, it's like the other team. You came out there with your A+ plan, and all of a sudden, you look at the other side of the team. They've got a 20-year veteran that's won 6 Super Bowls who's about to take the field. You're like, oh. You start to realize, like, wow, am I ready to take on this type of competitive nature? Did you really do your market research to a point where you had what you just called contingencies? Right. What happens when something out of scope takes the field? This happens in business all the time right now. It's the disruptive nature. It's the reimagining of the whole marketplace that you've got to take into consideration. But I will go back to what you just said. That's so important. The basics. A lot of times when you talk to winning teams or winning individuals and you ask them, how are you able year over year, month over month, week over to be successful? They practice the basics. They practice the basics. They have the philosophy of the basics. Say, you know what? If I can block and I can tackle and I can pass and I can run, I will be successful. If you have those tenets down to where you believe in them so hard, no matter what disruptive force, no one can predict a hurricane. most see. They can say, hey, we're going to have 20 hurricanes, but you don't know if it's going to hit you. What are you going to do? That kind of thing. But you still have to have that built-in resiliency. And then what you just said with that whole last step, that verified and come back to assess, how do we pivot? How do we now like, hey, I see they just tried it out, this world-class quarterback on the other side. What are we going to do? Well, maybe we can't do something immediately, but guess what? When I go back to my GM and I go back to my coach and I go back to my owner and say, look, we got to draft an A-plus player or we're going to get a run out of this conference. Those are the kinds of things that happen. You're going to be thinking ahead of the game.
So that it's a great analogy because one, in sports, and I'm going to have a U.S.-centric answer or response to this because, I'm going to talk football, baseball, I can't talk hockey as well, but the fundamentals are there. In football, what do they talk about? Block and tackle, block and tackle, block and tackle. Those are the fundamentals and basics. In baseball, they talk field, throw, catch, basic. If I can't do that, then I'm going to be, in trouble. In basketball, what do you talk about? Defend and rebound, defend and rebound, defend and rebound. All of those are more defensive kinds of things. It says, if I can stop you from scoring, boom, I can figure a way to win. I can make that happen. I can, lie, cheat, and steal my way to a run or a point, et cetera, and win the game. Hockey is the same thing. It's playing defense. Soccer, it's the same thing. It's defend my goal. I'm going to figure out how to stop that, interrupt the pass, et cetera, et cetera. But when you look at coaches in any sport, there are coaches who are great for training, and then there are strategic coaches that are great in-game coaches. The teams that after halftime come out and dominate, those are coaches that do that assess, plan, do verify. They're in that verified, in that halftime, locker room going, here's what's going on, folks. And because this is what's going on, here's what we need to do different. Here's where they're stopping us. Here's where we're scoring on them. We need to do less of this and more of this. Got me? Go. Let's go out there and do that and do it. And all of a sudden, the second half is completely different. And there are coaches who are that way. As a business leader, you need to do the same thing. That's why the verify phase is so important. But you can't even be in the game if you don't first have a game plan that says, here's how we're intending to play this thing. And like Mike Tyson said, once I get punched in the mouth, I say, whoa, hold on there. Something's a little different. My plan ain't going quite the way I thought it was. What do I need to do different now? Maybe I need to stop trying to throw the hook and start doing more jabs. Maybe I need to move around a little more. Can't just sit here and exchange blows. I got to do something different so that I can be successful, et cetera. Because I have my intentions of where I want to be. And this plan that I put together is or is not working, but it started with a plan. And typically, if you start with a plan, you might have to do some tweaking, but you don't usually have to just completely, and if so, you have to go back and look at your planning process and say, what information did we miss? What research did we not do? How do we not know that they had that, star quarterback coming out, or that, what do they call them in hockey? The folks who sort of, that they had that, that left winger who, could dance on skates and then, do a slap shot, behind their back and whatever. I need to figure out why I don't have the right information so I can make a better plan next time. That is one of my processes, that I'm going to be, doing, looking at, et cetera. So from this, all of it, it's critical. It starts with the planning process. One of the things I do with my clients is something I call it's a simulator. So like flight simulators, I'm going from here to there. What do I need to do? And I can, pretend I'm flying the plane. Well, with my simulator, from a business perspective, it's, hey, here's where my sales are. Here's some of the things that I can do. Can I change? Let me figure out which one of these things I want to change and how much, and what impact does that have on my business? Oh, wow, that had that kind of impact. What if, what if we went to that conversation the other day, remember? Yeah. What if I made that kind of change and got 5% more in there? Wow, what if I got 3% there, but 10% here? What would that do? What if I got 5% across the board? What would that do? Wow. And what I'm able to show folks and what they're able to see is how little changes to big things have transformational impact on your business. Things that they didn't ever expect and imagine. They just said, no, it's not. I have to make these monumental things. Again, why behavior changes and process changes are so important. You can make small changes to big things. And again, because they're integrated, man, you get explosive growth in your business. And so my simulator helps them see what those changes could be in each of these categories. And then they will be able to then say, okay, then I want to make this kind of change. What do I need to do? What's the strategy? If they're working with me, I can then help them create a roadmap that says, okay, great, 5%. Here are the things you're not doing now. Here are the things, we're going to start doing. Boom, boom, boom. And it's going to generally get them a lot more than the 2-3% that we modeled it on. Doesn't matter. Everybody loves more. Nobody loves less. So.
You said that right. Now we've got something more coming. That is the Profit Booster Forum. So we're not just talking the talk. We're going to walk the walk. Me and Sydney have put together a forum for business owners, just like the ones that are listening to our right now on the Black Business Network. Talk to us about what that program is all about and why it's so impactful. What you just said, and I want people to really understand what you just said. Small changes, small investments in yourself can have major impact on the outcomes that you're looking for.
Right. So what we're doing is part of that planning process that says we're getting ready to go into 2024. Are you ready? And most folks aren't ready. Even if you had a decent year, but most folks were, it was okay, didn't reach all my goals, et cetera, et cetera. The Profit Booster Forum is focused on understanding kind of the foundations of what's going to make your business great. So it's, branding strategy meets marketing, communication, messaging. So we're going to talk about and help folks work on creating their gap analysis for their business. How do you know what your customer's thinking before they're thinking it? How do you know what they want before they tell you? That comes from your market research. How do you know what your competitors are going to do? Do they have that quarterback, et cetera, et cetera? Comes from your market research. How do you know what people will want from you? What makes you truly unique in ways that you can deliver what they want and what they need, from the customer perspective side. We're going to help hands-on you complete that gap analysis for your business, not just a generic, this is the kinds of things that you do. We're going to teach you those things in the Profit Booster Forum, but we're going to also assist you in implementing or applying those things specifically to your business so that when you finish, you have two things. One, a complete, thorough gap analysis on your business, what your customers want, why they want and need it, what your unique capability is in delivering that, how you're therefore going to message that through what I call a market dominating position statement, your bold claim that you're going to be able to back up. We're going to help you create and craft that bold statement, help you identify the things that are going to you're going to use in your process to be able to back that up. We're going to help you develop an implementation plan, which means here's how I'm going to start communicating this out, to the target market now, so that I can start generating, leads, what I call leads on demand, unlimited leads on demand. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's a foundation for a 6-7 figure business that now you can, go the rest of the year in, implementing and executing that and having significant impact. But in addition, or maybe because of, this next thing, it says, look, every one of those things in that foundation are what is necessary for making every other business decision you need to make. Mm-hmm. So if I don't know those things, then I don't know what message to put in my advertisement. And you'll have people contacting you about SEO, and I can rank your website number 1. Yeah, you'll get clicks, but and maybe you might get a like on something, but you're not getting your phone ringing. And why not? Because the message didn't resonate. You weren't talking specifically to the folks who are your target market, who want and need what you have and can deliver, because you didn't know how to message that. And we're going to teach you how to message that so people say, oh, I can trust that person. They understand me. They get me. They get what I'm dealing with. And what they're offering fits the bill for me on that. if you're talking about pricing,
got another minute left.
Okay,
we're getting low on time.
So the idea is come to the Profit Booster Forum. You're going to get so much out of that, and for a fraction of the cost. So the things that Grant and I will be doing with you, typically, if you did that individually, and we're working one-on-one, it could cost anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000, maybe even $6,000. We're going to be doing this over 8 weeks, 4 2-hour sessions, Saturday mornings, and we're only charging $497. So it's a steal from that perspective, but we're not working one-on-one. We're giving you those foundations, things that you're gonna be able to put in place for your business, and then let your 2024 explode from there.
Fantastic. This has been wonderful, Sydney. I guarantee everybody that tunes in will get exactly their money's worth and a lot more. 2x. Let's go 2x on that, and maybe even 10x for a lot of other people. Go put in Profit Booster Forum. Put it into your Google. It'll come up on Eventbrite. You can go to my website. I've got it right there. And Sydney, if they need to contact you, what's the best possible way?
Contact me at solutionswithresults.com. That's my website, solutionswithresults.com. You can send me a message from there, contact me, ask a question, etc. If you want to get that simulator, you can go to solutionswithresults.com/SIM. You can do that simulation on your own, see what that's going to mean for your business, and where you could go from there. And then you can always follow up with me later to say, oh my gosh, help me get that.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the Black Business Olympics. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. That is wonderful. I want to let everybody know that the Black Business Network, the mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that's $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We'd like to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023. They include NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, the Hello LLC, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, 5-Star BDM Media, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shiny Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face to face. Second, on Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captioning. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Trousseau is both social and safe. We refer to Trousseau as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. A place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Trousseau even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Trousseau is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Trousseau. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Trousseau is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
Hello, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. And my genius is helping women accelerate the path to success. You know, I was blessed to have strong women in my life who encouraged, motivated, and pushed me to do my best and to never even think about giving up on my dreams. So I say to women, we must show up to rise up. We have talents and potential, but who will see them if we don't speak up and get noticed? I know that women are a tremendous resource on this planet, and there is nothing more fulfilling than helping a woman tap into her full potential. I do this because I want to be a part of helping as many women as I can to show up, to rise up. I do this because genius is common.
You need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert, and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sydney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
Passion has been around helping communities of color and historically underrepresented and underserved communities, minority, rural, veterans, persons who are differently abled, in the intersection of education, innovation, technology, industry, and let's throw some entrepreneurship in there just for fun.
seeing more around innovation, incubators, accelerators. I love the idea of going from innovation to commercialization.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Happy holidays. Business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the Follow Brand podcast and TV series. I'm your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. And it's a privilege to introduce Dr. Frederick L. Hicks, a distinguished figure in the world of information security and data privacy. With 27 years of rich experience, Dr. Hicks stands as a beacon of expertise in the realm of cybersecurity. He is not only a certified information system vice president, but also a certified data privacy and security engineer, renowned for his skillful implementation and management of cutting-edge information security tools. His proficiency encompasses protective enterprise systems, NIST frameworks, and GDPR, showcasing a deep understanding of the complexities in the field. In addition to his professional accolades, Dr. Hicks is an esteemed adjunct professor at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. His commitment to education and mentorship is a testament to his dedication to the broader impact of his work. As a founding member of the CyberMinds Research Institute, Dr. Hicks contributes to groundbreaking research and development in cybersecurity, further solidifying his status as a leader and innovator in the field. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Frederick L. Hicks, a visionary whose contributions to information security and education continue to shape and secure our digital world. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for that warm welcome.
You are most welcome. I'm going to let you take the stage. You're going to give us a keynote around your whole world, what you know about cybersecurity. I can't wait to hear it. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you all for joining me this evening. You know, as I venture into the end of 2023, several topics come to mind. The first of which is, what happened? Time flew by, right? We're all probably doing that last minute shopping. Some of us have finished all of our shopping. We're sitting around binge watching a few different television shows. And then we have a group of folks who are online as we speak, desperately trying to figure out what to order and where to order from. And that brings me to our topic this evening. What happens when you go out and venture online, through your phone, on a tablet, and you are trying to get something from the universe in a digital format? Are you protected? Do you understand the number of attacks that you have warded off simply by saying, I think I'm going to put the cell phone down for a minute? Are you aware that there are angry attackers waiting to get and steal your identity? If you're not aware, after this conversation, I want you to be more aware and outright afraid. If in your fear, you can act responsibly, you will continue to maintain your identity. Tonight's conversation is about how not to get got. Okay, it's not proper English for some, but the minute you get got, you'll come back to this conversation. So let me walk you through a layman's definition of social engineering. You're friendly. People you meet may not be so friendly. And all of a sudden, you're online and you receive a text message or you receive a phone call from a total stranger. And that person on the other end of the call is very friendly. And here's how that call will progress. Hey, oh, how are you doing, Fred? Man, I missed you. Who is this? Oh, this is George. Everyone knows a George, right? Oh, George. Yeah, we worked together. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did. You know what, Fred? I was trying to catch up with your brother. Oh, you mean Manny? Already, mistake one. I've given the name of a brother. Yeah, him. Do you know if he's still working at that, what's that place that he was working at? Oh, yeah, he was down at the restaurant. Oh, yeah, which one? The McDonald's. Oh, yeah, the McDonald's there in Miami? That's the same one. He was still working at the Miami last time I spoke to him. Yeah, he's still there. Already, you can tell that I've shared way too much information. Wait, the conversation continues. That's your older brother, right? His birthday is down in what month? Oh, his birthday is in August. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Because your birthday is when? Oh, my birthday is in January. That's right. You right after me, that little Capricorn, right? Yep, that's true. We've shared birthday month. We've shared where we work. We're sharing information so readily, but the conversation continues. You know, last year I couldn't reach out to you for your birthday because you all got married, right? Didn't you marry that girl? Oh, yeah, that's right. And my brother married her. And we share that information. Now we're sharing marriage information. We know proximity of location. We know employment information. You get the picture? You starting to understand? Social engineering can happen within seconds. So now, if I'm vigilant, I know someone in the family might be working, may or may not be married, and I can begin to picture a profile of this individual, putting together that image of this individual. Sometimes we give away the information just based on a simple text. So instead of the phone call, we get a text message. Hi. We respond, hi back. Remember me? No. Oh, I'm your friend from high school. Guess. I don't know. Let me see. Are you? And you start guessing different names. Sooner or later, we start sharing too much information. Or we're so brazen, we throw it out online. We tell people where we are working, what meals we're having, Facebook shining, Instagram everywhere, and we TikTok everything. There's a group of engineers sitting in the background waiting to take your identity. In fact, 1.6 billion identities were stolen in 2023, and we still have a few days left. Will we reach 1.5 billion? Will you be one of them this holiday season? After tonight's conversation, you'll be fully aware of what social engineering is and how to avoid it and avoid getting got. Social engineering is the technique by which someone will attempt to get you to do something under the auspices, the guise, if you will, that they are someone else. Sometimes it's based on a relationship with family. Sometimes it's based on a superiority relationship at the office level where you work. Imagine if your boss calls you out of the blue and says to you, I need you to go to the bank and pick up 5 gift cards because we need to send those gift cards to all of our partners. It's after hours. If you do this, I'll make sure that I reimburse you first thing in the morning. Okay, great. How much on each gift card? Oh, just make it $50 each. You run to your bank, withdraw your cash, show up at the store, buy those gift cards, and now you're waiting to be reimbursed. You finally say, wait a minute, we've never done this, and the number that the boss called me from doesn't look familiar. I wonder if this is really the case. You're caught up in the moment, so you're running. You show up and you drop off those gift cards. Someone else retrieves them. You show up the next day at the office and ask the boss, hey, how can I get my reimbursement? And the boss says to you, reimbursement for what? Oh yeah, I bought those gift cards yesterday, remember? We're gonna send them to our partners. I don't recall us ever sending gift cards to our partners. Yeah, you called me. I did not call you. That's when you realize it. You got. Sometimes it happens from a basic email. The email says, here are some instructions to go get your money out of your bank account and go give it to someone else. And what do in your haste? You go get your money out of your bank account and give it to someone else, a total stranger. If it's a text message, email, phone call, probably too good to be true. No one really operates in the manner in which they envision, and you act on it, you got. Social engineering works especially well with senior citizens. Our seniors are susceptible for all sorts of fraud, from Social Security fraud to Medicare. Simple phone call, IRS. Yes, I'm calling because we sent you a check and unfortunately it was the wrong amount and you have to pay it back. Now, in order to not be in trouble with the IRS, most of us act on that person on the call saying, send us that money. They'll give you a bank account to wire the money directly to, or they'll say, please use Zelle. The minute they start talking about using crypto, that is your red flag that something's not right. Our seniors are susceptible. In fact, humans are so susceptible, 1.4 billion, let me look at the date, soon to be 1.5 billion in 2023 alone, have lost their identity. What happens when people steal your identity? Well, if you are not vigilant, they can become you for a real estate purchase. They can become you for purchasing a car. And in some cases, they can become you to take out heavy duty loans or even file your taxes. 2023 is almost over. And they're already banking on a way to get your identity for all of 2024, starting with January 1, when most people begin the process of filing their taxes. So what happens? I steal your identity. And now I'm you because I have my hands on your first name, last name, date of birth, and in some cases, your social security number. And I file taxes on your behalf. I file them in a manner in which I find a way to have a refund. And that refund that you were expecting the moment you log in on January 3rd or 4th has already been wired and prepared to be wired to someone else. Don't get got. Social engineering happens every moment of every single day. And we're in the middle of the holiday season. Some people celebrate Hanukkah. Some people celebrate Kwanzaa. Others celebrate Christmas. Some don't celebrate, but still find a way to have a gift-giving exchange. This is the heaviest shopping window of the entire year. Some would even venture to say that it's even more important than Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Now is not the time to venture from the given shopping path. What does that mean? Okay, let's walk through it. Spell Amazon. I'll give you a moment. Everybody knows Amazon. It's not spelled with a 0. You receive a link that says 50% off any last minute sales from Amazon because they spelled it with a 0 and you log in. Now is not the time not to pay attention. You don't click on a link that has been received. Speaking of some wonderful sale, you don't venture and log on to a brand new banking site in this window of the calendar. Just don't. Avoid it. The same with your banking. If you've been banking with Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, all this time, now is not the time to start venturing on any link that you've received that says you have access to instant credit, $5,000 pre-approval. Don't do it. Now is not the time. People listen to cybersecurity experts all the time. Rarely do they get it broken down into small sound bites. Tonight, are the small sound bites reaching your ears? I hope so, because getting got is not pleasant. According to recent reports, the average person who gets got loses almost $1,100 per transaction. Can you afford to lose $1,100 right now in the middle of this season? Maybe times 2? Can you afford for your identity to be stolen and someone to buy a boat or a house in your name? So for the next 25 to 30 years, they are you on paper while you try to unravel what happened and prove that it was not you. Bankers are calling, creditors are calling, and your credit is done for a long time to come simply because you got. Social engineering is now being powered from a little secret out there called artificial intelligence. Raise your hands if you've heard about artificial intelligence. If you haven't, I would adventure you to look into perhaps ChatGPT. Go online and look up ChatGPT. Type in there a simple question. What is cybersecurity? What is social engineering? And watch it pull from the universe wonderful answers to explain it to you in complex terms. I'm here to tell you that that same type of intelligence behind artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and similar engines is now working to also try to phish you. What's phishing? Phishing is another form of social engineering. That's when we try to throw out something that looks too good to be true. And the average person who reads it, maybe in the middle of the night, maybe while they're in a hurry, acts on what they've read. The key to getting got is acting on it. So you have a few moments to read those emails, to look at that text message, to perhaps listen to the first part of that phone call and say to yourself, is this real? Does it sound too good to be true? Are they really going to give me $5,000 just because I'm who I say I am? Maybe. If they do, wait a minute. I could go and get all the stuff on the Christmas list that I said, wait, maybe next year. Are you going to get got? Artificial intelligence is now adding to your chances of getting got. Artificial intelligence has now been added to the mindset, the mens rea of those who want to attack and take your identity. So how do we fight back? How do we defend ourselves? Well, listening to this conversation is your first step. Second, I need you to understand that the days of utilizing one form of proving who you say you are, authentication, are over. Your first name, your last name, and the word password, still the most common username password combination on the planet, don't work. You need a password manager, or you need to embrace the idea of knowing that you can go with the passwordless authentication method. A little bit complex for this conversation. So at a minimum, let's start with the elementary basics. If you know a username and password, most people use their email address. Passwords that are just words, you're probably going to get got. So let's add to it. What about adding a capital letter, lowercase letters? A little bit better, but still, you're going to get got. Adding a number. There are plenty of numbers to add before, after, in the middle of the password itself. That might help. It'll slow down a few people, but remember, artificial intelligence. Probably not going to beat that one. What about potentially adding symbols? You know those symbols across the top of your keyboard? You know all those symbols you have to hit shift for on your keyboard or toggle with your fingers on the phone? And capital letters and lowercase letters and numbers and symbols. Better, right? What about a password phrase? Combination of random words strung together. Development, grass, birds singing, 2008, asterisk, symbol. Wait a minute, exclamation mark, 2. Kind of long to remember. Perhaps something you are familiar with. 4 or 5 words strung together with numbers in between, characters at the end or in the middle that you could remember. Makes it a lot more complex, even for an AI system, right? I would venture to say, at the end of the day, those are within the reach of any AI system. What about your fingerprint? Wait a minute, a second form of authentication? That's right. We do it all the time on our phones. You receive a text message, which, by the way, could be intercepted. as a part of your authentication. And then what about adding a fingerprint? Unless they have your finger or a copy of your fingerprint, which is less likely, it's harder for you to get got. 8-digit pins for your debit cards. Whoa. I went to my grocery store and I put in my 4-digit pin. How easy is that to remember? What if we go with 8 digits? A little bit more complex, right? The average person doesn't understand these little tips, but you will because you're listening tonight. You'll get it and you'll further protect yourself, but don't be stingy. Don't hold those secrets close to your vest. Share them with your friends and neighbors, especially share them with the seniors who you care about. Or do it for them. Set it up for them and show them simple ways to remember. And don't forget the fingertip to make sure they don't get got. Let's shift gears. What do we do if we are a victim? Someone has popped into your computer and there's a big message on the screen that says, you are being held for ransom. You will not have access to any of your information until you pay. Ransomware attacks are heavy in 2023 and only going to get worse in 2024. Part 2, you got. Now what? Okay, so let's start with the basics. You didn't listen. You didn't, and you got. First step, you need to undo everything that is valuable to you in a manner that protects it outside of the mechanism that got breached. Wait a minute. Say that again. Here we go. You're on your computer and someone has hacked into your computer and locked it. More than probable, you're not going to be able to get back into that computer. If they're saying that they've locked you out of your banking, you do not answer the phone because I promise you someone will be calling. Instead, you run and you retrieve your own debit credit card information and you turn that card over and you call the banking institution yourself. Call the bank yourself. Some ransomwares will come with a follow-up email. Some ransomwares will follow up with a phone call. Don't answer, don't reply, call the bank yourself. More than likely, no one steals your identity trying to get $1,100, $1,200, $5,000, $10,000 without having more information about you, like your phone number. So that number that pops up that might say Wells Fargo or Bank of America is probably not them, especially knowing that the banks will not call you. The banks will not call you. IRS will not call you. People, they don't call you. It is the nefarious entity on the other side trying to call you to get them even more information or to share with them that last mile, that last inch of authentication to further steal the rest of your money, your identity. You call the bank and you let them know what has just transpired. They will help you and walk you through changing and securing your banking to make certain that you don't lose. We hear about the stories all the time. Oh, a person wired $10,000 or $5,000 to an entity that didn't exist. And now they call to the bank and the bank says, I'm sorry, but we cannot refund your money. We did not authorize it. Don't get got. Instead, follow the steps. If they're holding your banking information, what do? That's right. Someone said it. We don't answer the phone. And that's right. We don't answer any emails. That's right. We don't do it. Instead, we call the bank institution ourselves. All right, wonderful. They steal your social media accounts. Do not log on to the pop-up on the screen that says, here, please contact tech support here. No, that's not them. Because the minute you call that number, that 888 or that 1-800 number that is listed on the pop-up from the attacker, you are actually speaking to one of the attackers, and they're going to get your banking information for the sake of fixing your problem and getting the rest of your money. So part one is simply to steal something from you to get your attention. Part two is to have you in a desperate state that they can subsequently steal the balance of what they really are after: your money, your identity. And once they have it, they're going to have it for a long time. So don't fall for it. If you're locked out of Instagram, you can use a different device or a trusted friend to get you the tech support number by going online yourself to look for it, not on the device that's been locked up, held for ransom. Same thing with Facebook. Same thing with TikTok. Do not fall for it. Don't get got. The numbers that pop up, our seniors see it all the time. Hi, there was an update. Here's Microsoft's phone number to fix your Windows. To fix your Apple device, please call Apple, and it pops up on your screen. That's not how it works. If there's a problem with one of your devices, you call the tech support number. So the opposite is true. Instead of receiving that phone call that we know is bogus, instead we call, because now you're initiating the action. You're taking the action. You're not falling for the actions of others. Don't get caught. If, in fact, you reach out and you find out that the entity that is holding you hostage might be tied up with some terrorist entities, you need to contact the authorities. We're talking about individuals. If you are at a company or organization, that's a whole nother lecture. First of all, you should have been prepared, because you should have been listening to a whole series of these comments a long time ago and ensure that your backup is really robust. Most people don't have a backup. Most of our families and individuals are here trying to figure it out. They're shopping, they're online, and they're excited, trying to live life. And here comes the social engineer. And when I tell you that they're brilliant, they're quite brilliant. And they're even smarter today because they have what behind them? Artificial intelligence. A third thing to remember: if you've been got, if you've contacted the authorities and you know that all of your devices may be compromised, don't be afraid to go and swipe out the different devices if necessary, and to redo your logins. Here's what I mean by reinventing your logins. Unfortunately, most of the time, people use the same username and password for just about everything. If they figure out one, more than likely they figured out all the others. It's easier to remember for us, right? That's why Password Manager is mission critical going forward. Affordable. Some of the other complex solutions may not be affordable and may just not be right for your current understanding of how it works. At a minimum, adding two-factor, two-prong approach going forward after you've been got helps tremendously, so that they don't come and get you again. It's one thing to get got once. There's a whole nother level to get got twice. Oh, I've heard the horror stories. I've helped organizations and individuals recover from these situations that are just painful, because you know that they're hardworking individuals just like you, that these same individuals have families just like you, and that these same individuals may unfortunately not know what to do until it's too late. That's why we're spending so much passion bringing the complex language down to a street level with our friends at CyberMinds. We're a think tank. We're comprised of several very highly educated individuals who have doctorates in information security. Some of the associates and founders of CyberMinds have so many letters behind their name, it spells out a separate alphabet. And we have different genres, meaning we have different races mixed, and we have different levels of understanding. The best part of CyberMinds is our patience. Next year, you will see our website launch, and you'll see all of our social media platforms blow up simultaneously. For now, your best bet to reach one of us, email us, fx@cybermindsinstitute.org. I take great pleasure in explaining this heavy shopping period rampage of social engineering. I take more pleasure of making sure that you understand it. Patiently answering your questions and being willing to listen to your scenarios is mission critical for our growth as well as yours. As the different seasons change and things become more complex in the world of information security, individuals at Cyberminds and individuals who, at the end of the day, care about your well-being, especially at the street level, are the ones to reach out to. Your banks work hard every night to protect your identity, but you have to do your part. You have to protect and hold dear information like your first name, your last name, your date of birth. These strung together, perhaps with your social security number, as well as, in some cases, your passport information, help to identify you in the universe. Don't forget, you have unique parts of you, like your fingertips, that help as well to protect who you are. 2023 has seen millions of dollars taken from individuals and billions taken from organizations. 2024 doesn't show any signs that it's going to slow down. These tips and others we will continue to share, and we will look forward to your continued questions and answers as we venture into another phase of complex social engineering. We talked briefly about some terms, and I explained them instead of giving you some of the textbook definitions. Phishing, vishing, target phishing, very heavy in social engineering. Very complex scenarios have played themselves out. But to keep in mind that the research clearly shows actors in this space who will attack organizations or individuals, they're methodical. They don't think for the snap, quick, instant gratification. Instead, they plot. And they plot, and they plot for years to come. If they get you once, more than probable, they're going to come back and try to get you again. If you know someone who has been a victim of any of the different cyber scenarios that I've mentioned, please have them watch this. And if they need to, have them contact us so that we can help. If they're a not-for-profit organization, we're there for them. Even if they're a for-profit organization, we're there for them as well. If it's a senior or someone you care about and you need our help, our genius is we're here to help, especially in this complex space where artificial intelligence is now playing a huge role of ensuring that those who attack us have the upper hand in some cases. The good news is artificial intelligence relies on input by humans, and some of those humans are with us all the time, working for us. I look forward to future conversations. I'm thankful for your listening this evening, and I know you will not get got because you now have the genius I have shared for everyone.
That was wonderful, Dr. Hicks. That is probably one of the best keynotes I have heard. Practical information on cybersecurity and how to protect yourself at this at everyday level. Your grandmothers, your children, people need to understand because we're so, we engage with the digital world all the time. I want to bring up one more thing. If you know, I know you know about this. I just saw something came out on smishing. They're calling it not phishing, but smishing. Tell us a little bit about that.
One of the heaviest things that people don't understand is everything evolves, right? So when you have phishing happening and you have that simple text message or that phone call, you're going to get yourselves in a lot of trouble. And what I tell people, especially my seniors, hang up, delete. If it's a phone call, hang it up. No, but it's so-and-so. It's my niece. It's my granddaughter. Please, your granddaughter is with me. How can she be calling you? What? No, hang up. Don't get got. So often, and now with the artificial intelligence, smishing is happening with a robocall. They're calling, they're texting, and you're getting them at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And this first thing on the phone when you first pick it up in the morning, Some people being awakened in the middle of the night thinking that someone has been kidnapped. In this day and age, and the person might live in the same zip code. We know the average person's common sense is good for what they need it for. This is why these different forms of the attacks, like the target phishing, your boss is not going to call you in the middle of the night and tell you to wire him $400 for a plane ticket. Why would they need to do that with your money? Why would they need you to go to the bank and go and get money and send it to some crypto account? Buying gift cards. And we've heard the nightmares, and you just shake your head going, okay, they were nervous about their job, or they were nervous about their relatives, or that simple text message that came in seemed real. And that's what we know burns us. When you see the 1.4 billion, that's a ton of people who got. That's a ton of different instances. Some of those are same individuals over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part, right?
So we need to do something about that. Thank you for letting us know. People need to understand this is a $6 trillion industry in the cyber criminal world. $6 trillion. So they don't have a very good incentive to stop doing that. The only way they're going to stop is because we become more aware. Our only defense is our awareness to understand what is real and what is not. And I always say that, what is it asking you to do? And to your point, does that sound out of place? Because if it's out of place, it's some kind of, all of a sudden it's a crisis situation, and you already know, and because of social engineering, they might have a little information about you, but you kind of know what Uncle Joe kind of does, or you know what your niece does, and some other things. Like, use your common sense. I think will go a long way. But all of those tips that you gave us, so important. And before I let you go, tell us again how to contact you at CyberMinds.
We do once again, and feel free to reach out to us. You can contact me at fhicks@cybermindsinstitute.org.
Awesome. Genius is coming, and I'll see you in the new year. Thank you, Dr.
Absolutely.
That was wonderful. That is information to take to heart. It'll save you a lot of angst in the long run. So I want to make sure that everyone understands that this is a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for our students that are K through 12. And they're doing for our little entrepreneurs that are out there. They're looking to grow. This expo is a fundraiser for them. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on your screen below that says $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. And we want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus for Shade Coaching and Training, the Hello LLC, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, 5-Star BDM Media, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. It explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and the expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it, to kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. The way I feel when I'm drawing, when I'm creating something, is I feel free. I feel like there's an anticipation of something that's going to come. I try not to draw first. I try to draw second. And what I mean by that is I try to allow myself to kind of get into the piece and just relax. Sometimes I miss time. I'll draw 2-3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. And while I'm drawing, it's just a free. I just feel free. I mean, I feel like time stands still. That's what it's all about in terms of the lines and the colors of my work, is to get an expression, to go deeper and past just what you see on the surface, but to go in and try to find an expression that everybody gets a different taste of what that expression is, whether it's anger or whether it's being happy or whether it's being, kind of calm or nonchalant. That expression that people take away from the piece is the most important part of what I do as an artist. Bold is the size of my pieces, where I try to do the piece larger than life, to kind of push forward toward you. That's what the boldness is all about. It's not so much about the lines, it's about the size. The Face of Change art show is inspired by my mother, but more importantly, it's a historical moment in time as the pieces depict different emotions and expressions of Barack Obama. The 44th president is indicative of the 44 pieces of art that I have done in this particular collection. When you begin to think about expressions and portraits, this is a portrait gallery of expressions of what transpired as Barack Obama ran for office. Some of the pictures are abstract and some are expressionistic. And I combine both of those forms of art to create this collection of art pieces. overcomer, brilliant, ambitious, motivated, awesome, Obama.
It's time for you to start bossing in social media. For all your social media needs, you've come to the right place at the right time to get your website designed, landing page, social media platforms, and get the training you need to get in front of the people that's ready to buy your products and services. Let me train you with StreamYard, Zoom, Clubhouse, and much more. And let me help you get your virtual professionals, not assistants, because assistants can only assist you, but the virtual professionals can give you that professional flavor that you need to expand your reach and increase your revenue. Jump on in and get in where you fit in and start bossing today.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics are essential platforms for Black business owners globally. They provide the tools and support you need to succeed in today's competitive marketplace. Join us today as we collaborate together with businesses from around the world to support our children, students, and young future entrepreneurs, Black businesses, and corporations. We raise funds for students going to college and young entrepreneurs who are aspiring to be business owners, and we invite you to be a contributor today. Visit the website www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to connect with and learn more about how the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics can help you not only share your amazing business story to businesses, but also serve future generations. Hello, my name is David Jones, CEO and co-founder of the Hello LLC, where we help businesses build a culture, brand an experience, and leverage technology to pivot into Web3. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into Roku, Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, Twitch, and Google Podcasts. Tune in, turn on, and let's thrive.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to HAYTI.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the Hello LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our MotionWork AI videos transform your brand storytelling with our cutting-edge AI-driven video production, captivating your audience like never before.
Our 3D VR environments will step you into the future of immersive experiences. With our custom 3D virtual reality environments that engage and captivate your customers.
Lastly, in our Pivot membership program, we offer tailored guidance and support to either show you, teach you, or take care of the transformation process for you.
According to a 2023 study by Fundera, a staggering 28% of small businesses in the United States do not have an online presence. This statistic underscores the importance of embracing digital transformation. Having a website is more than just an online presence, it's a gateway to unlocking numerous benefits, including reaching a broader audience, showcasing your products or services, generating leads and sales, establishing trust, providing customer support, and maintaining competitiveness within your industry.
The Hello LLC is committed to helping you excel in all these aspects of modern business, not just limited to the metaverse alone.
Why should you choose the Hello LLC to navigate this transformational journey?
By partnering with us and harnessing cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, reduce operational costs, and enhance brand recognition, all while working with a company that holds integrity in high regard. Our commitment to ethical and principled business practices ensures that your journey towards success is not only innovative, it is also firmly rooted in trust and transparency.
Don't wait. Take the first step towards a brighter business future. Contact us today to explore how we can support you in developing a remarkable digital presence and immersive experience that will leave a lasting impression.
Social media is evolving. It's more vibrant, more colorful, more energetic, and so are you. It's not just photos anymore. It's video, it's audio, it's subscriptions. And now, there's Fanbase, a new monetized social network. Fanbase delivers the complete native app experience with full content monetization for every user. No algorithms that shadow ban your engagement or growth, and no ads. Follow anyone for free and subscribe directly to your favorite creators for $4.99 a month. Plus, show some love by tipping on any post. Also, make a Fanbase page and monetize your content the same way. Finally, connect with your followers by posting the amazing content you already create. And now, get paid for it. It's time to energize and monetize. Because everyone's a fan of something, and everyone has a fan base.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming.
I was born in a little village on the island of Haiti. Many deadly diseases pounded me. It is as if they were on a mission to end my existence on this earth. I refused to give up. In 1983, I left Haiti and came to the United States of America. And I came with $5, 2 shirts. I didn't speak in English. I came to Atlanta. I got a job. I was a doorman. I was a doorman with a dream. What I used to come on stage. I'd rehearse this moment that I'm standing in front of you. That's the power of a dream. Maybe today is the day you begin acting as if you already have it. And then step out with full force. Take a risk. No condition is permanent. Don't let your situation distract you. You are chosen. You are called. You are born for a purpose in this life.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good evening, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the Follow Brand podcast and TV series. And I am your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. I am honored to introduce Dr. Carrie Carter Walker, a dynamic force in both education and real estate. Born in Cuero, Texas, Dr. Carter Walker embodies the ethos that one's past does not define the future, but ignites a path to fulfillment. Transitioning from a decade in education as a teacher and assistant principal to a pioneering real estate investor, she has seamlessly merged her passion for guiding others with her business acumen. Holding degrees in kinesiology, education, and a doctorate from Concordia University, Dr. Carter Walker's educational journey complements her real estate expertise. She is not just a realtor and investor, but also a transformational speaker and coach, dedicated to empowering others, especially women, to lead purposeful lives. Join me in welcoming the inspiring and multifaceted Dr. Carrie Carter Walker.
Hi. Thank you for such a great introduction.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. How are you doing?
I am doing great today. How are you doing, Grant?
You know, it's close to the end of 2023, and you've got to reflect. A lot of people are reflecting as we go into 2024. You've got to do some self-reflection, you know, really take a look at yourself. So we want to ask you a very simple question. Who are you and why are you doing it?
Oh, that's cool. So my name is Dr. Carrie Carter Walker, and I am a serial entrepreneur. Formerly, I was a teacher. I was an assistant principal here in Austin, Texas. I loved what I did, but in February of 2021, February 7th, God was like, it is time for you to do something else. And so I stepped into the world of entrepreneurship. I am a realtor. I am an investor. I am the host of the More Than the Bag podcast. I am also a transformational speaker and coach, and I help women of all ages learn how to heal in order to become the women that they were called to be, and to live lives that are full of abundance, of peace, of joy. And I learned how to do all of this because God has taken me through all these different experiences. I've gotten coaching as well. And so I'm here. I'm really just God's vessel to help and to heal so many different women.
I love to hear that. I love that you've pivoted, you know, so you've gotten many different experiences from different organizations and associations. You're into this world, you're doing some real estate, you're doing some coaching. So if I were, and there's a lot of women that are tuning in, a lot of students that are tuning in, and they're also, you know, a lot of people get thrown into things that just don't really know how that's going to work out. What kind of advice would you like to give them?
Advice that I would like to give students or to women or just to anyone in general is we all have a purpose in life. And sometimes we get taken off that purpose, right? We get distracted. And it's up to us to get back on that path and to truly figure out why God created us. And so a lot of times we have to peel back layers. We have to peel back the layers, which is called healing, which is called taking away and breaking away from your past in order to really unlock and be set free and to be the person that you were created to be. So any encouragement I will give to you today is to truly seek your purpose, but to also heal. And once you heal, you're going to be on the other side of that. And that comes with joy. It comes with peace. It comes with freedom. And that's what I do. That's what I help people do.
Well, that's very, very interesting. Now, give us again, the name of your business is?
So my business is I Squared Coaching.
Okay.
I Squared Coaching, and it means intentional intervention.
This is
intentional intervention.
So you do an intervention for people. I mean, tell us why somebody would need your service.
You would need my services if you are truly trying to figure out where you're supposed to be in life. So a lot of people come to me asking me, I don't understand my purpose. I definitely need to heal, which it's hard for people to take that step. So when they come to me, I don't take that lightly, but to heal, but then to also figure out what your purpose is in life and to unlock the person that you were really created to be. And so that's what I help people do. It's more self-awareness. If you are dealing with any conflicts in your life, if you're dealing with low self-esteem, if you were dealing with time management, those are the different areas that I tap into, and I go off of a DISC assessment. So I use a DISC assessment in order to figure out who you are, and then I'm able to coach you into who you can become.
Tell us more about the DISC assessment. I've heard of that. I think I did one a few years back, but a lot of people don't even understand what that is.
Yeah, so basically it's a personality assessment, right? And some of this information has been hidden from a lot of people because once you get this information, now you can really get in alignment with who you are, who you were created to be, what are your talents, what are your non-talents, and then also like how do you like to learn, how do you like to receive information, and then also how do you like to give information out as well. So the DISC assessment really just breaks it down into the D, the I, the S, the C, and the way I like to explain it is really simple, right? If you think of Fresh Prince, right? A lot of people have seen the show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So when you think of D, you think of Uncle Phil. He's very direct. When you think of I, you think of Will Smith. He's the life of the party. He loves people. When you think of the S, you think of someone that is supportive, right? And it's going to listen. It's going to help you grow. That is like the Aunt Viv, right? Yeah. And then your C is very analytical. They have a lot of questions. They want to understand a lot of things. That's the Carlton. And so that's the best way that I can explain the DISC assessment to make it just very simple.
Man, I can't. How do you forget that? Listen,
Right.
if you ever watched, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you're like, oh, yeah, you've got to watch that. I know it came on a while ago, but it definitely shows those different personality traits and how people consume information and communicate. And I've seen that in businesses. They'll give you a disc segment. They want to understand your communication style, and they want to see if you're a cultural fit for the environment, because it consists of a lot of different people, but they need certain attributes to be there for you to be successful and the business to be successful. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And even the DISC assessment helps with hiring, right? If I'm looking for a certain type of person for this role, it helps me understand, okay, you're a D. I'm not looking for a D. I really need an I, or I'm really looking for an S to fill this role. And then it helps you understand your talent. A lot of businesses struggle because they don't understand their talent. They have people that are in roles that they shouldn't be, right? And they need to shift gears. And so this helps businesses, because I do coaching, but I also do consulting as well for businesses to help them make sure everybody's in the right position.
Man, I like how you put that as well, because you've got to know you're in the right job, doing the right thing. And there's seasons, right? You had seasons where you were teaching, you were doing other things. You had seasons for doing that. And then you started to realize, and sometimes life gives you that nudge. You start to realize, there's a lot of resistance here. I wonder where that's really coming from. And maybe life is saying, hey, you need to move in this direction, because your talents and your purpose, as you said, sometimes you got to get to that point where your purpose is developed or your talent is developed, and then we can insert you into that particular realm because you're going to flourish, right?
Right. That great way to explain that. That's exactly how I felt. I was an assistant principal before I left, and I was just like, there was something else. It was like a nudge. It was like, God was like, I need you to do something else. And so I shifted gears, and I've been on this track since 2021. So I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this work, because it's so fulfilling. I thought leaving my kids, I was going to be missing out, but I still love them. I still am able to help out and mentor people. But yeah, this is a totally different realm that I'm in, and I love it.
Can you give us a success story? Don't have to name any names, but a success story that you helped somebody. You're able to deliver the result that they were looking for, that really you felt really strong about.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man, there's so many. Let me think. There was this one lady that I've been coaching since 2021, and she came to me really in a low point in her life, and she was really just struggling with consistency. She was struggling with figuring out who she was, who she was called to be. And so what I did was, through different coaching sessions, we do an hour a week, and she was able to really unlock, who she really was called to be. So through healing, but then also realizing, okay, this is where God is taking me. This is my purpose. And these are the steps I need to get to there. And so it took time, because you got to build trust, right? It's not overnight. But at the end of the day, now she's more consistent. Now she understands her purpose, and now she's able to flourish and create different revenues for herself because of that.
I like that. Now, do you have a framework that you work them through, your patented, type of process that works for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So of course we go off of the DISC assessment, right? So that's the first thing. And then I'm able to coach you in those different areas based on the DISC assessment. So I'm looking at your talents. I'm looking at your non-talents. I'm also looking at areas of improvement. I'm looking at how do you like to be, how do you like to communicate? And how can I help you? I also look at I call it the role method. Let me just back up. I call it the role method. And so what helped me really unlock who I was supposed to be was, life is a roller coaster. There's ups, there's downs, right? And so my role method is, the R is reset and release, right? Reset. You got to reset your life. You got to start over. You got to realize that, but you also have to release a lot of things. And then the O is overcoming obstacles, because we all have obstacles that we have to overcome. The first L is we have to lose the labels. A lot of times in life, other people put labels on us, but then also we put our own labels on ourselves. And then the last L is to learn to love yourself, because at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, how are you ever going to go out and be able to help the people you're called to? So that is my framework, right? Is what I like to go off, but the DISC assessment is a key piece of that.
No, man. See, that framework, they're so easily to understand. And a lot of people, they don't give you a playbook when you get born in this world, right? You get born, you're here. Before you start to come into what I call your real consciousness, your long-term memory. For a lot of people, it starts around 4 years old, right? But I don't think no one tells you at 4, you realize that, you know what? You're in an obstacle course. Huh? What? Yes, you have been indoctrinated into an obstacle course called life. And there will be many, many obstacles. And you got to prepare yourself. You got about 14 years with your parents. They're already in the obstacle course. They're ripping and running, and they're knocking down obstacles for you. But guess what? You're going to have to learn to run in this obstacle course yourself and to actually win your game. Are you ready to go? Let's go.
The obstacle course. Yes, that is so true. I love that.
So tell us more. You got us all intrigued now. We're tuned in, right? You got our full attention. Like, yeah, she could probably help me because there's a lot of people. This is what happens, when you're in an obstacle course, and then maybe you graduate in high school, or you graduate in college, or now you're going through a job change. You went through this yourself, and you're in this kind of what you call this dark place, this unknown, uncharted water of the unknown. Where is it going to go? I have this feeling, yes, I feel like I'm guided, but I got a lot of anxiety right now. Yeah. How do you help coach that person?
That's such a good question. The first thing is we have to build a relationship, right? And so I think a lot of times people try to get coaches. They sign up for these programs or they get coaches, and it's like, oh, I'm going to get it. Like, I just need 1 week, I need 2 weeks, or I need just 2 or 3 sessions. It's like, no, this is a process. So one, you have to be patient with yourself, but then you have to understand that my role as a coach is just like, if you're playing basketball and you got a coach, right? We see the game. We understand what's going on, and we're here to help give you a strategy that's going to help you win. And so that is my role as a coach is I'm listening to you. I'm taking notes. I'm seeing how are you showing up? If I'm giving you homework, are you doing that? I got to hold you accountable. But at the end of the day, I can see what's going on as we are building a relationship. And my goal is to give you a strategy to help you really win, help you to figure out what your purpose is. And if I can do that, we're both going to win. I'm going to make sure that you're going to hit that game winning shot, or, hey, we go into overtime and I know who to trust with the ball. Okay. Yeah. That is my goal as a coach, is to help you understand who you are and who you were created to be, to understand that you have blind spots. And the coach is able to help you understand, okay, I got blind spots in this area. This is an area that I really need to improve on, but this is where you really are shining. And so you need to continue pushing in that area, but then we're also going to groom and pluck out the different areas of your life that need to be discarded, but then also help you to build on that. And so that is my role as a coach, is to get you to win.
I like how you put that. Get you to win. At the end of the day, you need to you have to have a transformation. Yeah. And that, when I say, like, when someone's coming to you with a lot of anxiety, that means they're nervous, they're uncomfortable. And I love how you just said, I help them to relax. We start a relationship first, so you can depend on me. So you just like, hey, I know where you're going. I know how to get you there. But guess what? You got to do the work. I can't do it for you. Because, like, you're in the game. I can't shoot the shot.
I can drop a play, but at the end of the day, you have to execute the play. And so, but you also have to understand, you have to practice too, right? We don't just show up to a game, or we don't just show up to the championship. We got to practice. It takes sometimes, I used to be a basketball coach. So before we even started, when we started our season, it was just a lot of practice. It was a lot of practice, then you got a scrimmage, and then you got games, and then you got playoffs, right? So we have to understand that there's a lot of things that are inside of us from our childhood or from, life experiences that have damaged us. That have caused us to look at life a certain way. And it is up to people like me, right, to help you see, hey, this is something that is holding you back. This is a blind spot. And so we have to go back there. We got to heal. We got to figure out what it is so that we can overcome that in order to move forward. And so it takes a lot of time, but at the same time, people have anxiety because they lack trust. They don't have faith. People have let them down before. And so we have to build a relationship so that you can trust me in order to get you to where you want to be.
Man, you said that right. And we'll stay on that sporting analogy. You know, I'm a big football fan, so I watch football a lot. A lot of times you see a player, good player, right? But they get hurt. They get hurt. And when they get hurt, you don't see what goes on behind those scenes. They've got trainers. They've got people that are medical professionals. They don't just, you know what, this guy just got hit by a guy going 250, weighs 250 pounds. You just hit him with all his might. He's like, oh, just got a soda to eat. No, that guy had a wreck. He just ran into a stone wall. He's hurt, right? But he's got to go off the field, and he doesn't really know the extent of the injury. They've got to do a lot of work on the back end, because in order to play a football game, you've got to be physically ready to engage. You can't just go out there halfway, otherwise you're going to get really hurt, right? So in life, we don't realize, as I said earlier, we're in this obstacle course where you're going to trip over some things. You're going to trip over some hurdles. You're going to run over some things. And a lot of times we don't realize that we're taking on a lot of injury, taking on a lot of punishment, whether it's mentally or emotionally. And sometimes those things aren't always visible.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we actually go to a coach? Who do we depend on? Where do we get our healing from? Where is that happening at? And I feel that's something that you can help them with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I'm called to do. And I didn't even realize it until going through my own experiences and getting my own healing and getting my own realization of who I was called to be. I always knew growing up, I was one of those kids. I knew I wanted to be a teacher. I knew I wanted to be a coach. That's what I knew I wanted to be. And then I ended up becoming a teacher. And then I was like, there's more. So then I became an assistant principal. And then it was like, all right, there's still more. There's still more that I need to do. So I'm still able to teach and coach people, but it just looks a little different. It's not necessarily in a classroom like I was at a high school, right? It's more in life and teaching.
Now, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit, because I think you've got your talent, what you do down pat. Mm-hmm. Because switching that gear from a more structured environment of having a career to becoming an entrepreneur, you have to understand the principles of business, the business of business. How have you transitioned into that? Have you gotten the financial acumens and all the other things that you like, wow, maybe you weren't aware of that you needed to understand and get down pat to actually, because a lot of entrepreneurs or people that want to get into the entrepreneurship, they don't understand. Somebody's like, hey, this is not easy business.
Absolutely. So I kind of it was like a crash course for me, because when I left, I just left. I didn't have a plan. I was just like, okay, God said to go, so I'm going. But what I realized, I had money saved up. I was like, okay, I had clients. But at the end of the day, I ended up having to get an accountant who was able to help me in so many different areas, because you have to understand, you got to have an accountant, you have to have a bookkeeper, you got to make sure you're saving for taxes, because at a 9-to-5, you're already getting taxes taken out. But then at the same time, you have to become a W-2 employee of your own business. And so there were so many different things that I had to learn. And like I said, it was like a crash course. But because of the amazing people that surround me, I was able to get the different coaching. I was able to understand the business side of it. I was able to understand, okay, I got to get my LLC. I got to have an S Corp. The S Corp can feed, right? The LLC is feeding to the S Corp. So all these different things I was learning as I was going, but now I'm more knowledgeable on it. So now I can go back and, as I'm coaching people, hey, do you have your LLC? Do you have your EIN? Do you have an accountant that's going to be able to help you with your taxes and with paying your payroll taxes each month or whatnot, or each quarter? Sorry. So many different areas, but you have to have the foundation. And when you have that foundation, then you can build upon that. And that's where you can grow. That's where you can expand. But the foundation is getting everything in line, the paperwork.
You got to get the paperwork. People don't realize a lot. I didn't realize, you don't come out, they don't teach you this typically in school. Even if you go get an MBA, the MBA is around business, not the business of business. How do you start the business? How do you really get all those different things you just talked about, and understanding the taxes and it's a different cadence, especially if you're used to being a W-2 employee and you're getting a paycheck, and they already take the taxes out. Well, guess what? Who's responsible for your taxes now? You are. And if you don't pay them, guess who's responsible for that?
Exactly. And then even insurance, people don't realize like you had insurance with your W-2. Now you're paying for it yourself. So a lot to learn.
A lot of medical insurance, a lot of other things. But once you have that down and you're like, okay, I got it, and you understand your budgeting, you understand where your emphasis and your priorities are, and then you understand how you can then administer your coaching business, and then start thinking about how you're going to scale that business, because there might be other people in other areas and there's only 24 hours in a day. Have you thought through that as well?
That's next step. So I'm actually meeting with some people at the end of actually next week, because I'm in the phase of expanding and growing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. So let's get back to now you're coaching. I mean, you're doing the business. You also do now. You do some real. Are you still doing real estate?
Yes. So I'm an active realtor. That's my main thing, right? But coaching, I mean, that's just a part of it. But as a realtor, I help people buy, sell, and invest in real estate here in the Austin, Texas area or the surrounding areas. I'm also an investor. And I love Airbnbs. I'm an active investor, meaning I like doing wholesaling and fix and flips. Eventually, I'll get into the passive side, buy and holds, apartment buildings and things like that. But yeah.
Now, talk to us about this real estate business. You ain't gonna get off the hook on that. That's big business. That's wealth building. What attracted you to real estate?
So I was actually a realtor when I was an assistant principal. I was doing both. And so after work or on the weekends is when I was showing properties. And so that's what transitioned me. I was able to build up enough clientele and enough confidence in that. Then that's when I transitioned from assistant principal to realtor. But it's especially once you get into the investing and you understand as a realtor, you can use your commission in order to invest. A lot of realtors is just almost like a 9 to 5. We're getting commission checks, we're just paying bills and we're moving forward. But how are you building? How are you building generational wealth? You're getting these commission checks, pay your bills, but then some of that should go towards investing in properties. Or if you're going to wholesale, you don't need any money to wholesale. All you need to do is go find a property, find an investor, connect them, and you get a fee. It's really sounds simple, right? There's a whole logic and you got to learn how to do it. But there are ways that you can invest in real estate and build generational wealth without having any money. And I think there's a lot of people that think they got to have 20% to put down versus I can put down 10% because of my credit and because of my credibility, because I've been flipping since 2017. And so I can get a hard money lender where I'm not using my money, right? Or I can get a private investor and I'm not using any of my money in order for them to fund the project because I have built up enough confidence in the real estate game for them to understand they can invest in me. And then I'll get my money back and we'll go from there. So
now, do you teach that as well? Do you teach people how to operate in the real estate world?
I sure do. And so I want people to understand, because I know I've talked about a lot of different things that I do, but there are seasons for the things I do. So I'm not doing any coaching around real estate right now. What I do is you can see that in spring and summer. That's when I will doing my real estate coaching. But right now I'm just doing the Christian life coaching and soul healing right now. So there's just different seasons. But real estate, as a realtor, I do that year round.
That is so interesting that you've got season. You're a multifaceted person and you've got your priorities in line. And I'm sure you're looking for clients that share your philosophy and then you can help them along those lines. I like where you're going with that because you've got to have multiple streams of revenue, especially as an entrepreneur. And you got your S corp, you got LLCs. So you're like a major. That's what major corporations do, right? Mm-hmm. They spin off smaller companies, right? And then all feeds the parent company, right? So you're all three of those things.
Mm-hmm. And as I'm building, when I got my accountant, she explained all of this, and I was like, okay, so she had built it, right? And then now it's growing it. So it's almost like you plant it, and then it'll just flourish. So you have to start somewhere. Don't think that one business, you have all these businesses, all of them going to flourish at one time. It takes time, right? Get good in one area, build, get good in another area, build. And so that would be my advice for anybody out there that's trying.
What is your marketing philosophy? How are you now? I know you got seasonal times. Mm-hmm. Are you marketing to a certain group? Do do a lot of workshops? Are you getting out in front of clients in different ways? Tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So I do in-person events. I also do a lot of virtual events. I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And so that's where I do a lot of my marketing. But like I said, I do live events. I do virtual events as well. And that's how I get my name, and that's how I've been able to build my brand.
What's the most effective for you so far?
Well, I would say the virtual events are more effective. Well, no, let me take that back. My live events, because I'm better in person, are way more effective. Yeah, absolutely. But I think
live, that means in person or live like we're doing now?
No, live in person. So, for example, I did it was called a vision tour. And so I got a party bus, and I got a group of women and men together who were either looking to just buy residential or invest. And so we went and we toured new construction homes, we toured townhomes, we toured investment properties, and we were on a party bus. And I had lunch, I had sponsors that paid for the bus, I had sponsors that paid for the food, and we did a home buying class on the bus. And so as we were going to different places and looking at $1 million homes, we were looking at low, more affordable homes as well. But yeah, it was an entire event. And so I would say definitely live in person is what I like to do.
Are you going to do that in 2024?
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to double down with the live bus?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like it was such a great experience. So yeah. And we had a couple hiccups, which, I mean, that just happened, but.
Well, that's just learned experiences anytime you're dealing with other people and whatnot. But I like, because I always ask that, what is the best way to market yourself? And every industry is different depending on what you need to do. When I'm listening to you, I get this whole, what's that called? HGTV kind of feel.
Yes. Love HGTV. That's how I actually ended up getting into investing. Is I was watching Fix or Flip, Flip or Flop, and I was like, I really want to do this. And
it's a real thing. So no, it wasn't just some hype. Let me do your due diligence. You got into it. You looked at it. I mean, we've heard about flipping houses for a while. The real estate industry goes up, it goes down, it goes around. There's always risks involved. Yeah. I know that time they were also, hey, we can do this in the digital world and in cryptocurrency and buy and sell houses and real estate. And I was like, wow, this is really getting wild. I mean, how have you been able to keep your focus with all these different trends going on?
So when I look at it, and actually one of my coaches actually said something today about that. So I'm in this group, it's an investor group. And so we learn passive and active investing, and I'm always getting coached right in that area. But when you think of real estate, people are like, oh, I shouldn't invest, or I shouldn't invest now, or whatnot. But think about it. Everybody needs real estate. You have to have shelter, right? Businesses, they need their businesses, right? Commercial real estate, residential real estate. She said something about you're always going to Starbucks, getting a cup of coffee. That's real estate, right? So we always need shelter. We always need something. So real estate is never going out of business, if I can say that, because everybody always needs it. So I don't listen to what everybody else says because I've been coached and I understand there's different cycles to real estate, and you have to know when to invest and when not to invest. But at the end of the day, there's always an opportunity as long as you run your numbers and you understand it.
No, I think you're absolutely right. That is a core pillar of life. You have to have shelter. It's like food, water. I mean, you will have shelter. Now, the value of that shelter goes up and down. There's speculation,
right,
that's out there. Then you got to really understand what's happening, who's pushing what and why, and do your due diligence and understand. I don't think most people realize McDonald's. Everybody think of McDonald's, right? It's a food company. It's a food company. It's fast food. That's what McDonald's is, a real estate company, right?
Yeah, because they're leasing the land, right? So yeah, leasing, owning the land, either one. But they're real estate. It's not about the burgers and the fries.
No, because they're franchised. A lot of them are franchised. They own that, but they own the property. Obviously, they have intellectual property. But if you look at their books and you look at their 10K and things like that, how they're making their money, they're making their money on the real estate. I think that's incredible. We've got a few minutes here. I want to give you the mic because I want to make sure we have a live audience here, that we cover all your bases. And if I were a potential client of yours, and let's just say I'm interested in your coaching, and guess what? I'm interested in real estate as well. Talk to me about why I should sign up with you.
Absolutely. So if you are interested in coaching, right? So say you are ready to, say you have areas in your life where you're really struggling. You have a lot of questions and you don't have any guidance. That is why you would come to me. I am here to help you get to where you want to be. You see, some people can see where they want to be, and then some people can't because they have blinders on. So either way, I will be able to either let you, will drop the scales off your eyes, or I'll be able to help you put a plan in place for where you see yourself going. So that's why I would say you would want me, because I'm going to get you to where you need to be. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to believe in you. I'm going to support you, but I'm also going to hold you accountable. Going to hold you accountable to what you say you want. And then the other piece, if you are looking to buy, to sell, to invest in real estate, I'm your girl. I am your girl because I love it. I understand it. I've been in this business for a minute on both sides, helping people buy and sell, but then also on the investing side. So I would love to help you even understand it. You'll be able to look for my programs in the spring and summer of 2024 for the real estate programs that I'll be coaching. If you are in the Austin or surrounding areas, I'm always available to book a consultation, so that I can help you see if you want to buy, if you want to sell, or you want to invest. But at the end of the day, my call, my commission in life is to help you really figure out what your purpose is in life and get you there.
Oh, yes. We got to do that. Now, is it a 4-week, 8-week? Tell us what's the time commitment?
So with my coaching program, so I have packages. I have packages of 6, I have packages of 10 sessions or 20 sessions. So once you sign up for a 30-minute consultation, it's free. Sign up for a consultation. I will see if we are the right fit. I don't take everybody's money. That's not me. I want to make sure that we are the right fit in order to get you to where you want to go. But then also I need to know, are you coachable? Are you even ready to do this work? Because if not, I'm going to be able to hear that. And I'm going to say it's probably not the right time. So you do a 30-minute consultation. And then if we decide to move forward together, then we will put together a package. But I have 6, I have 10, and I have 20 sessions that are available.
And those sessions, are they I think you said earlier, they're weekly. They're weekly 1-hour sessions?
We will do bi-weekly. We will do weekly, or we do bi-weekly. It really just depends on how much support you need. Some people need weekly and some people just need bi-weekly.
Am I going to have to do homework?
Yes. That's the teacher. That is the teacher in me. It's always going to be homework. Even when I host my weekly Bible studies, I'm giving out homework. You're going to have to read. You're going to have to read scriptures. Okay. So yes, you will have homework.
I know of another coach that does faith-based coaching, and she wrote a book about it. And she was moved in those areas. She does very, very good in those areas, but she markets that. So she'll market to particular, church groups, associations, people that have like-minded individuals. Is that something you're doing as well?
So right now I'm just on my different platforms. That's where I'm marketing right now. I haven't really honed in on focused on churches or whatnot, but I allow God to lead me. So I'll see.
Yeah, because there's people that are, a lot, especially in today's world, they might not make it visible what their belief systems are. They may or may not have a home church, let's just say. However, they may see, and there's a lot of people are getting a lot of their religion or spirituality through mega churches or virtual churches, and it's all online. So you might not necessarily see them, but if you're putting it out there on your social media feeds, and I really I'm into the whole your live virtual bus, man, it sounds like you're getting a tour of the city on top of going around and seeing all the real estate, right?
Absolutely.
Now,
you get to tour everything, and then you get to see some beautiful homes. And then also I'm partnered with, the sales agents. So they're giving you all the incentives and, what types of homes they build, how big, how small. Yeah. And you're able to ask questions. So.
But you're a realtor, but are you selling? Are you buying? Are you, where are you at in that whole life cycle?
Right. So I'm not just for buyers. I'm not just for sellers. I list homes, but then I also help buyers as well. So I'm a good mix.
Okay. All right. Because I know the real estate world is it's multifaceted as well. And a lot of different, there's brokers, there's all kind of, like I said, investment vehicles. Oh man. And there's some things that people need to think about now is that you can get into what consortiums, right? So like you said earlier, maybe you don't have $20,000 just to say as a buy-in. However, you have 10, but then someone else has 5, another person has 5. Now you're selling shares of the opportunity with the understanding, just like we do now in business. People, you start a business, you mature a business, and then you get into an exit or merger or acquisition or something like that. Same type of thing in real estate, right?
Same type of thing. That's the group I'm a part of. We do that a lot as well. So it's, hey, if there's a flip that somebody wants to partner on, hey, let's partner. Let's run the numbers together. If it makes sense, let's put our money together. Or hey, maybe you don't have money. Maybe you can just be the project manager and we'll pay you a fee to be the project manager. Or maybe you got credit, so we'll use your credit in order to buy the supplies. So it's all about teamwork. A lot of people want to do this alone, but it's like somebody can do something. You can all just work together. We're going to go much further if we do that.
Wow. And how did you find the group? How did that happen?
I was just on Instagram and I saw her name is Terica Lynn Smith. Shout out to Coach T. She is a female developer in Louisiana. And her, what is it? It's just the inner circle is what she calls it. But it's a group of people from all over. And either you invest together, but ultimately she's coaching us and she's teaching us. But there's different opportunities that come up that she presents to us, and whoever wants to invest can invest. But then we also have our own pockets where we do our own stuff together and we build our own teams.
Sure, because you're your own business. So you can do a lot of everything. You say you've been doing this for 6 years now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think that's remarkable. I'm very, very impressed with you and what you'll be able to do, how you've taken control of your life and you're living a purpose-filled life. I think that is wonderful. We've got 1 more minute left. I want you to be able to tell the audience how to get, you got all these social media handles. How do we get in touch with Dr. Carrie Carter Walker?
Oh, that's easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, so on every social media, including YouTube, it is Dr._Carrie. That's Dr._Kerrie. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Dr._Carrie. Now, if you want to find my website, it is just www.drcarriecarterwalker.com. Easy peasy. drcarriecarterwalker.com. If you want to email me, it is info@drcarriecarterwalker.com.
That is so wonderful. I want to wish you a very, very good holiday season. I want to say Merry Christmas to you. I want to wish you a very, very blessed 2024 New Year. And I want to thank you for being on the show. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Grant.
Thank you. That was wonderful. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. That is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to this scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023. NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus for Shade Coaching and Training, the Hello LLC, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, 5-Star BDM Media, BHS Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Woman Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common. I'll see you on the other side.
I have my PhD in biomedical informatics, and I tend to focus and get really passionate around genomics, particularly when we talk about genomics for precision health, genomics for community and population health, so on and so forth, and some of the disparities and differences that manifest themselves in the human body based on your heredity, your ethnicity, your environmental impact and stimulus that's coming from outside of your control, and how that impacts the way you ingest medicine, the way your body takes in that medicine and delivers it throughout your cells. Even though the drug is the same, the dosage is the same, the age, weight, blood pressure, all of these other vital signs may be the same, but the drug may manifest itself differently between these two demographics, just simply based on the differences in their genetic history and their genomes.
I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things, and then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet. But I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style. And it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
You need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert, and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sydney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing.
Genius is common. And my genius is I'm a visionary strategist.
The Black Business Olympic Network, as well as the 2021 Black Business Expo USA, is led by the remarkable Dr. Eric Kelly III. It is a 7-day, 24-hour virtual event that you don't want to miss.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Kelly III, and I'd like to invite you to the Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in the world. It gives your company an opportunity to showcase, to market, to advertise your products and services worldwide. I'd like to invite you to come August the 23rd through the 29th. And for those who would like to speak or be a vendor, corporation or company, I implore you to give us a call at 919-308-9090 or go to our website, www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. My genius is understanding your vision and utilizing your vision to help you earn a profit. Genius is common.
It's time to join the Black Business Olympic Network, along with the 2021 Black Business Expo USA. Join the remarkable Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss. Because we know that genius is coming.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
Did you know that our black dollar only lasts for 6 hours in our community? Yet other communities, their dollars last for 19 to 30 days.
The Black Wall Street Nation. Black Wall Street Nation. Yes, that's why we created the Black Wall Street Nation. Black Wall Street Nation is a centralized directory available to all black businesses across the world. It was created for businesses like you, the ones that want to start and the ones who have a dream that have already started, such as businesses like Drop in a Bucket Productions, Valito Foods, Sugar Tea Branding Firm, All the Dazzle, Bun Cakeaholic, Miss Riot, and you. We'll have marketing, seminars, and some funding coming soon just for you. So, we want you to come and join www.blackwallstreetnation.com. See you there.
Are you a forward-thinking entrepreneur or business owner? The world is changing faster than ever, and it's time to pivot and adapt to the future. Hello LLC is here to help you do just that. Hello stands for helping enterprises leverage leading-edge optimizations. Our innovative solutions can streamline operations, reduce overhead costs, and give you a competitive edge in a market projected to reach $5 trillion by 2030. By pivoting to the metaverse, businesses can tap into a rapidly growing market that is projected to be a significant part of daily life for 25% of Americans by 2026. As a full digital metaverse agency, the Hello LLC can help you create custom solutions to streamline operations, increase productivity, reduce costs, and drive brand recognition. Why should you pivot to the metaverse with the Hello LLC? By leveraging cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, and unlock new revenue streams. Contact us today to make the pivot.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the Follow Brand podcast and TV series. I am your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Darius A. Stanton, a visionary leader with over 30 years of experience spanning both the private and public sectors. As he embarks on a new journey as a full-time motivational speaker in 2024, Mr. Stanton continues to lead the Stanton Group Incorporated, a firm specializing in management and human development. He is also the managing partner of Green Strategic Solutions, a renewable energy startup, and has previously made significant contributions as the chief networking officer for the secure IT firm IESI. A devoted husband and father of 3, Stanton is deeply involved in the Baltimore, Washington community. His philanthropic efforts have led him to be the founding board president of MOTISO, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting women and people of color in business development. He has served as the immediate past chair of the Maryland Black Caucus Foundation and is the founding president of the New Village Academy Charter High School. Please join me in welcoming Darius A. Stanton to the Black Business Network.
Good afternoon, peace and love. How are you? Maybe good morning. You said people are all over the world watching, so there may be a different time spans, different time zones. But Grant McCall, I just want to thank you for that phenomenal introduction. You made me feel real good about myself. And just the job you've been doing all evening, hosting, and, did a great job with the young lady before. So, I'm all pumped up and ready to go because we are at the Olympics, right?
This is the Olympics, and you're going for the gold. Hey, genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I am all pumped up and ready to go, pumped up and ready to go. Win, win, win. All pumped up and ready to go, pumped up and ready to go. Win, win, win. That's right. We're going to win today. Listen, everybody wants to be a winner. Just think about it. No matter what it is, whether it's your basketball games, if you're into sports, if you like Scrabble, whatever it is, we all want to win. Even if it's beating ourselves at, another score or grade or something that we're doing where we're in competition with ourselves. Everybody loves to be a winner. And so tonight we're going to talk about winning. But the winning that we're going to talk about really is focused on three major wins. These wins really came about as a result of the Stanton Group Incorporated, which is a company that my wife and I started over 20 years ago, doing business consulting. And in the work that I was doing, running Boys and Girls Clubs in the District of Columbia, we had about 18 clubs and an overnight campsite. 7 of the clubs were police officer run, over 275 employees, about 75 of them being police officers. And prior to that, just winning in government space. I served as the drug czar appointed by the mayor in the city of Annapolis, which I was 21 years old when I got that opportunity to lead that office. And just think, being at 21 years old, learning how municipalities run. Chief of police, chief of finance, chief of planning and zoning. These were all my peers. And so I got an opportunity firsthand to learn how a major city is run, small, but major. Annapolis at one point in time was the capital of the United States, home of the United States Naval Academy, which I have had the pleasure of being a speaker to those phenomenal midshipmen that are coming out of the Naval Academy. And just think, being in a situation where I'm able to learn from all of those different people, and I've always been coachable. Moving along, my wife is a industrial engineer, has a master's in engineering management from George Washington University, and is now an executive coach from George Washington University. So the Stanton Group, our company does coaching. We do speaking coaching, helping you to get your speech together. 80% of the world, the number one fear in the world is public speaking. So we help you with that. All right. You can reach us at www.dariusastanton.com. That's dariusastanton.com. But in addition to that, some of the other things that we help with, organizational development, project management, business development, and last but not least, strategic marketing. But enough about the work that our company does. We're here today to talk about those wins. And so you heard me talk about some of the things that we're doing in terms of, or have done, that really helped us to understand the value of winning. I worked with a gentleman by the name of Darryl Barnes, and Darryl was the past chair of the Maryland Legislative Black Caucus. He also was a former sports agent, now owns a water company, just has done a lot of great things in business, created a bi-county roundtable recently that has now brought over 120 businesses together to learn how to build their capacity, access revenue, build on their client base, scale into other arenas, and all of that by really keeping one thing in mind, and that is, when you're winning, you must think of yourself as a team. And so those teams that we're formulating are going to be really what's going to help us get to that next level. So in the win-win-win model that we have developed, I want to share those 3 wins with you and suggest that you'll be able to take something from what we present and really get to the next level, because that's really what, life is about. Continuously improving, continuously growing, continuously learning, and remaining open systems. So let's get into the win, win, win. So the very first win is in life. All right. We must win in life. In order for us to be successful, in order for us to raise healthy families, in order for us to be successful in our business, in order for us to be successful in any philanthropic adventure or something you're doing in the community, we've got to win in life. And so that's our first win. The second win is, how do we win in our business, our career, or our profession? How do we win in our business, our career, or our profession? What are the keys that we need to be successful in that space? How do we win in that space? So we'll talk about that. And last but not least, when you create this life where you're healthy and you're strong and you're doing well and you're helping other people, you're winning in your business, you're winning in your career and your profession. The next question is, what are you doing about winning in your legacy? Ask yourself that question. Are you doing something to win in your legacy? What is your legacy? Have you thought about it? Who will carry your legacy on? Have you thought about it? How will you fund your legacy? Have you thought about that? So all of these things we need to start thinking about, because we're here for a prescribed period of time. But all that we learn, it is our responsibility, the same way that somebody gave it to us, for us to give it to someone else. So the third win is win in your legacy. All right, so let's get started on the first win. Remember, the first win, write this down, take these notes, because once you finish, you're going to have homework, right? And you're going to have to take this and share it with someone else. So here goes. The first win is in your life. And in order to win in your life, we must be at a healthy, peaceful state. So one of the things that I say, and have been saying since I was probably about 13 years old, being in Jamaica with some Rastas for about 30 to 40 days. And, I just learned how to pronounce and promote peace and love. And that's one of the things that we have to have in our life in order for us to be successful in those other things. We must have peace and love in our lives. The peace comes first and foremost with, just as a good friend and business partner of mine, Kendrick Tillman, DJ 5 star says, and that is, we must work within our therapeutic space. How many of you all have worked a job on Sundays, and Monday morning you're like, I don't want to go. I'm sick. It's Sunday night. I'm thinking about it. You start getting anxious. You start feeling bad because you're just not happy with either what you're doing, the people that you're working with, the project that you're working on, the amount of money that you're making, the traffic that it takes to get there to and from. All of those things create weights and pressures and stress on the mind and the body, which impacts your quality of life. What good is making $100,000 a year, $500,000 a year, gross revenues of over 1.5, 15 million, $50 million, $100 million? What good is that if you're not at peace, if you're not happy? Sure, your quality of life of things is fantastic. But when it's all said and done, when it's time for you to really be able to just enjoy your life and enjoy your family and friends and people that care about you, do people really care? Do you have family and friends that are going to be there at that point in your life when you really need folks, when you're not necessarily able to do for yourself? But the first thing is, let's create the peace and the harmony. So here are a few things that I want to share with you as it applies to winning in life. First of all, winning your breath. What does that mean, winning your breath? Take a breath exercise class so you can learn how to control your breath. It helps you to control your anxiety. It helps people with depression control depression. It helps people get to the next level in terms of working out, physical stamina, mental stamina, learning how to breathe. So very important. My wife and I took a breathing class. It was 2 days, actually 3 days, broken up over segments. called sky breathing, SKY breathing, but there are tons of others out there. You can go right to the YouTube and pull down breathing exercises and learn how to breathe. It helps your heart rate. It helps high blood pressure. I mean, the list goes on and on. So number one, breathe. Number two, water. Our bodies are made of 75% water and the brain 85% water. So we must hydrate. You should at least drink at least 8 ounces of water for every 10 pounds, right? So if you're, let's just say if you're 100 pounds, you should be drinking, at least half that in water. If you're 200, you should be drinking half that in water. We've got to be able to hydrate the body. Most of the illnesses that we deal with in America are attributed to dehydration. So water. Sound like simple things, but so many people are going without water. They're drinking coffee, they're drinking juice, they're drinking soda, but none of those things are that are sustaining us, right? Unless they're, pressed juices that have a lot of nutrients and you're doing that, great, but you still need that water. The other thing that I'm finally getting better at this young and tender age of mine, and that is sleep. We have got to get rest. We can't keep burning the candle on both ends and expect to be able to brighten up the day. We must be able to get the appropriate amount of sleep. So I'm starting to go to bed early. I'm still waking up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, but I'm going to bed earlier, which helps me because I'm waking up so early, right? Then the other piece is make sure that you are taking time out to pray, meditate, whatever your belief religiously is, spiritually. Make sure that you're taking time out for yourself. Make sure you're taking time out to pray and meditate and fasting. Look into intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting. It's where you fast over a period of time. So, for example, I don't eat generally a meal outside of fruit, water, some type of smoothie, maybe some nuts in the morning before 12 o'clock. So that means from the time I went to bed at 11 or 12 o'clock on until 12 o'clock, that's 12 hours that my body had a chance to digest the food that was there, do some of the work, because our body spends so much energy on food, digesting food. It takes an enormous amount of energy to digest food. The other thing that you want to be able to do, in addition to intermittent fasting or fasting in itself, is surround yourself with positive people. You've got to encourage yourself, but you need other people. So when you don't feel so rah, and all pumped up and ready to go, there's somebody else that can pump you up. There's somebody else that can pull you up. And when I say pull you up, it's a term we use in our family, which means if you have friends, they should be friends that can tell you when you're right and when you're wrong, when you're in a situation that you shouldn't be in, you said something that you shouldn't have said. We need people in our lives that are really going to help us grow. So surround yourself with positive, productive people, not the people that call you with problems all the time but can't help you, not the people who call with gossip and all kinds of other negative things about other people. Those are low vibration people. You need to be around people who have a higher vibration, who are focusing on how can I help you? Can I pray with you? What can I do to support you? Not just take. So be very mindful of who you surround yourself with. And the last thing of life is think about what it is that you would love to do, whether you were paid or not, whatever it is, you'd want to have those things in your life. You want to do that. So in my case, it's motivational speaking. Now, I've done a lot of other things. I've run Boys and Girls Clubs. I've been a drug czar. I've been a coach at international basketball, done a host of a lot of things. But what do I really enjoy? What's my greatest gift? And my greatest gift is motivational speaking. So in 2024, to let you know that I am not just talking about it, but I'm doing it myself. I am loving more in 2024, and I will be a full-time speaker, already booked and gigged, already have a booking agency, working on a second one. I already secured our publicist, already have the team in place to make that vision come true. So I want to make sure that we understand the value of life. So rest, make sure you drink water, Make sure you meditate and pray. Make sure that you eat a plant-based diet, focus on it, look it up. Don't just take my word for it, but look up the value of eating foods that feed your body and not eat your body. When you're eating those foods that are dead, they're eating at you. They're eating on you. Your stomach is only this big. After that, it closes off and everything else goes into the colon and sits there because the colon does not have the same amount of acidity, level of acidity and power of acidity to be able to transform the body's and decompose those foods. So it sits in this colon and becomes toxic waste. Go look it up. Take my word for it. Anything that you hear from me, you can go find it because I've already done the research. The second win, winning in your business, career, or profession. So in order to win in your business, career, or profession, the first thing is be very, very clear about, again, I left off the win in life with therapeutic space. Same thing with your business. Whatever you're doing, it's got to be in that therapeutic space, something that you enjoy. Don't do something that you don't enjoy just for money. Don't do it just for fame or name recognition, status in society. Run for office because somebody's going to call you delegate or senator or councilman. Run for a position because you want to be a title and allow an ego to get in your way. Don't allow those things to really to propel you because it's not sustainable. And if you do sustain it and you do get there, then the quality of life suffers. And we need balance in order to win. You know, the 3 wins we have is a triangle. No matter how you flip it, it's going to stand firm because it's got that balance, right? And you need that in business. So make sure that you have a goal and you're in alignment with fulfilling your passion in life. Because when you fulfill your passion in life, you'll do it for free, which means that your energy is going to be there. And you need energy to be in business. You need stick-to-itiveness to be in business. So align yourself with what your passion is. And if you don't know what your passion is, get a coach. Say, well, I've been in this business 20 years. I made this amount of money. Are you happy? Are your children a part of what you're doing? Is your significant other happy? You know, are you contributing to society? Are you helping others to get to where you are? If you're not, then, you know, you've made some tremendous goals, met some tremendous goals and strides in your career, but it's not just about you. And so in order to be successful in business, make sure that you understand what your personal goal and attainment is with your business. Make sure that you also do these things. Forecast, know your numbers. Know your numbers. Know your budget. Know your forecasting numbers. Know your expenses. Know how much it costs to do business. Make sure you have an accountant that's tied and a CPA that you check and have people check on them. Whether they're your friends, it doesn't matter. Steve Harvey ended up doing the 3 TV shows that he ended up doing because he was working to pay debt to IRS that came as a result of him trusting an accountant that did not have his best interests at heart. So know your numbers. Also, write these things down. In business, in order to be successful, to win, you have to put people over profit. Put people over profit. When you put people over profit, the good energy that you put out there, it will come back. But when you put people over profit, it saves you from some of the things and the pitfalls that you can get into that cause people to make decisions that are not in the best interest of the company in the long run. Whenever we do anything, think about what would it look like if you ended up in court? Would you be tied to malfeasance, neglect, or would you be tied to, we did everything we could, but this happened, and so it was not something that was a regular occurrence in the business. And when you train people like putting people over profit, people will move with that in mind. Versus profit, they're going to be greedy, they're going to cut corners, they're going to do unethical things in a lot of instances. You don't want that tied to your business. Next, put principles over politics. If you lead with politics, whoever pays you the most is going to get you to do what they need you to do. If you lead with politics, you're going to make decisions based on popular opinion and not what's right. Lead with principle. Have principles that come in front of politics. Lead with principles in mind, because when you lead with principles in mind, you'll be on ethical reproach. When you lead with principles in mind, you will create an environment where your staff and your team members, they see that you're principled. You're not just, doesn't matter because the governor called or this person called or this CEO or this business, there's still principles involved. Have principles, establish those principles, and always keep principles over politics. Put your ego in your back pocket. You cannot lead with ego and expect to be successful in business. It will cost you in the long run, maybe in the short run, but definitely in the long run. Lead with succession in mind. Who are you training to run your business? Who are you training to be your operations person? Who are you training to take your role? We must lead with succession in mind. Always be thinking about how you can tie into, there's a gentleman by the name of Bernard Wright, Wave Welcome, look him up. He does a phenomenal job. He was the CIO of Prince George's County government. He's CIO of the Washington, the WSSC, Washington Sanitary Commission. He was the CIO now of a large consulting and accounting firm, and now started his own company, Wave Welcome. But everywhere he's been along that trajectory, if you go to his LinkedIn page, you'll see Bernard Wright. He has spent time, energy, money, and resources in investing in people, young people, interns, apprenticeships, his own team, other people's teams, and just, you know, the society and community in his IT space in general. Build people. Succession is very important. Last but not least, the last two things with winning in business is you've got to create something called the room of candor. What that means is, number one, you're going to be honest, but I can be honest because we have all of our best interests at heart, and I can say whatever it is I need to say because I'm going to say it in a respectful manner. Honesty, respect, right? And best interests at heart. We have common goals, so I can say whatever it is I need to say. We can argue and come to a point, and then we come out of that meeting, we're right back to where we need to be because we are speaking in a room of candor. Don't create an environment where people are afraid to speak. They're afraid to talk about a problem in the organization. They're scared they're going to lose their job. Fear does not help people be successful. At the end of the day, or I shouldn't say end of the day, and in the course of your business, you want people who are comfortable with saying, I made a mistake, there's a leak, there's a fire, something's going on. You don't want to have to find out at the very end when now you're just in crisis mode. So make sure that you operate out of the room of candor and teach people how to operate, everybody in your team, how to use business cases to make decisions. So when they bring you ideas, when they bring you solutions, when they bring you challenges, they're working with solution-oriented business cases. All right, now let's transfer from that winning business, how to win in business, to how to win in your legacy. Have you thought about your legacy? Have you thought about what you want to leave behind? So I'm going to encourage you to do a few things. Journal. Start to write down all the things that you're involved in daily, the people that you met, the speeches that you've made, the contributions and donations that you committed to and have fulfilled. Write those things down. It's important for us to understand the value of legacy. One of the reasons why African Americans in the country of the United States, or people of African descent, Al-Kabilan, which was called before it was named Africa by a Danish man, one of the things that was learned was we don't know our history. If you wonder why we behave sometimes the way that we behave in terms of the dislike and distrust and the HATE, I don't use that word. Words have power, so I make sure that I use words that I speak what I want to see come into existence. We are in a position where we don't like ourselves. That's because we don't know who we are. We are the first civilized people on the planet Earth. The first university was Timbuktu. It came out of Africa. Math, science, astronomy, archaeology, you name it, it was created by us. We created math, not the Greek community, not the Greek, that came from us. We created science. We were the first doctors. We were the first lawyers. Came from us. When you think about the great things that we've done, think about the pyramids. You don't have to look at other people. But I wanted to speak that out, bring that to your attention based on what's happening in the African American community, because I want us all, regardless of what your ethnic background is, to think about your legacy from a micro perspective, your family. What are you going to contribute? What are you going to pass on? And in order for us to do that, we got to be thinking about who are you preparing to take on your legacy? Are you preparing your family? Are you working on a will? Do you have a will in place? A trust? Are you working on developing a trust for your family so that your assets are protected? Are you teaching your family how to run the business that you're running? Are you teaching them how to acquire property and manage the homes that you have, the land that you own? What are you doing to build a legacy? And are you training people to be good people? Are you giving them the skills that you received along the way in life? Are you donating your time and energy to some young people who don't have the types of resources that you may have grown up with, or that you didn't grow up with, but now have and can share with someone else? What are you doing to build your legacy? Are you building it? Are you just running through life without thinking about your children, your grandchildren? And even if you don't have children or grandchildren, people in your community that could benefit from what you've gained in life, they need it. They need to hear from you. They need your talent. They need your skill. They need your energy. They need your love. We created a few concepts that I want to share with you, but I just want you to understand how important it is to win in your legacy. So put your will together, get a trust together, get your family together, meeting at least weekly, if not weekly, monthly, so that they're coming together. Whatever challenges you had with your family, children, cousins, brothers, sisters, get over it, work through it, push through it. Bring your family together, bring your legacy together, bring your community together, come up with a plan and a strategy on how you're going to make sure that things that you were blessed with, you're going to pass on, and they're going to be secure and strong for someone else. My first home, our first home was a beautiful single family on 1 acre and a quarter lot. You know why? Because my great grandmother allowed us to live in her house in downtown Annapolis for $100 a month. We had to pay the taxes and the utilities. The rest of it, we could save, invest, and get ready. And so our first home wasn't an apartment, wasn't a condo. We didn't rent from anybody. Our first home was a home that we owned. And so we're so blessed to be in that position because my grandmother shared her legacy with me. So I want you to do the same for you and your family. So let's go back over it real quick. The win-win-wins. The first win is to win at home in your own life. What are you doing to take care of yourself? Are you breathing, exercise, using breathing exercises? Are you doing yoga? Are you working out? Are you walking? Are you drinking the appropriate amount of water? Are you getting the proper rest? Are you eating, having a good meals and eating foods that are helping your body grow versus make you feel sleepy and tired and lethargic and high blood pressure and sugar diabetes? All these things can be controlled in most cases by losing weight and by eating properly. If you don't, you end up on medicines that end up ruining your kidney and your liver for the rest of your lives. And you pass that on as a legacy. The second, how do you win in your career and your life? You win in your career and your life by surrounding yourself with great people. You win in your career and your life and your business by making sure that your business is in alignment with your gifts, your natural gifts, and all those other things you build and surround other people with. Put people over politics. Put people over profit. Put principle over politics. Lead with succession in mind. Put your ego in your back pocket. Room of candor. Be candid so you can create the environment where people feel comfortable with bringing bad news to you so you can deal with it early versus becoming a huge firestorm down the road. And last but not least, win in building your legacy. Create a legacy so that your family will be able to win. So listen, my name is Darius A. Stanton. We love to be able to come out and speak to you. We work with young people. We work with college students. We just left University of Alaska in Fairbanks working with the School of Engineering as well as the sports department. We love to be able to work with your corporation or business. We're excited about being a part of the Black Business Olympics. We're just thrilled to be able to put people in a position to win, win, win. My name is Darius A. Stanton, and thank you so much. Peace and love.
God, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. That was wonderful. I love your framing. I love how you put that together. Now, you hear speakers talk about it. I got to tell them what I'm going to tell them. I tell them what I told them, and then I told them what I told them. And you kind of did all those things in a way that brought us all in, that we understood what you were saying. We've got to take care of ourselves and take accountability and responsibility for our lives and our family. That's what I got out of that. I really, really appreciate it. Give us again how to contact you.
Certainly. So first and foremost, DariusAStanton.com. That's Darius, D-A-R-I-U-S, middle initial A, Stanton, S-T-A-N-T-O-N.com. It should be in the chat. Also the Stanton Group, which is the T-H-E Stanton Group, STANTONGROUP.net, the Stanton Group. And you can reach out to us by phone, 410-703-1898. That's 410-703-1898.
I got one question. We got about a couple minutes here. I got one question for you. Why do you want to be a motivational speaker next year? What's pushing you in that direction?
Well, when I look at what's transpiring in the world, we need energy, and we need positive energy. We need to be bold for good, and it's lacking right now. We have a major deficit in our society. People don't watch the news anymore because they're tired of watching the news and hearing about the shooting, the killing, the murder, the carjacking. Not that these things aren't happening, and not that they're not important. But do you have to lead with that every single time and make sure that the things that are really positive, that are really motivating and encouraging, you don't get to them until 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the news broadcast? But if you look at what's happening in our politics right now, both locally and internationally, it's focused on the deficits. It's not focused on people's strengths. When you think about starting a new job, people don't say, hey, make sure you go to see Grant McGaw. He's got all the keys. He knows where all the good, what to do. And he's a great resource. They tell you, don't go talk to Tony Jackson. He's a bad influence. He's only going to get you in trouble. They tell you the negatives.
Yeah.
Right. And last but not least, when you think about what's happening in our local communities and our children, they're enamored by negative media. They're enamored about the worst things to get the most clicks, the worst things, and they're getting that from adults. So we have to reverse that. We have to create positive news. We have to create positive energy, and we need to be bold for good. And so I'm excited about being a motivational speaker because I'm going to help people to retool how they lead so we can get different results, better than the results we've had in the last 50 years.
I am completely in alignment with you. I don't understand. I guess it's intentional because they do it all the time, that they focus on the most negative aspects of society. And I'm talking about the news media all the time. And they wonder why they get the same, really bad results. And that's what's celebrated, but we don't celebrate. And that's really a small percentage of the world's population that are involved in nefarious activity. Very small percentage.
I mean, when you think about what happens often in the African-American community, we always focus on the negatives when it comes to Black males, right? So when you think about yourself, Grant, when you think about Dr. Kelly, when you think about the people who are doing so many great things that you know about, but you don't see them in the media. When it comes to African-Americans in the media, you see sports, entertainment, and some type of crime.
True.
You don't see business, you don't see medicine, you don't see financing, you don't see, where we're in all of those spaces all over the world. So it really is, as you said, we have to be intentional with promoting things that are positive because our lives are based on the images that we store in our brain, and it creates preconceived notions. And so we have to start to flood the brain, flood the airwaves. And in the same time, while we're flooding positive things, Grant, we've got to start to divest from things that do not serve us well. We can't keep watching television and news and promoting people's companies and organizations that demonstrate that they're not positively impacting you or your community. So, we gotta start pulling back from where we don't need the support and start donating and contributing to areas like the Black Business Network that's providing scholarships for young people that are helping young people who couldn't afford to do it on their own or their families make it into society and get a leg up where they wouldn't otherwise get that chance.
And we're doing it, and we have to do it. We are doing it. I'm putting this out on all my social media feeds so we get positive messaging when the larger community sees the positive that's out there, like, wow, this is happening, this is real, this is going on. And then you start to, and this happens, it happens all the time, is that you start to move away from what's already out there on really major television, not on the social media networks, not on the streaming networks. And that's where the population is going. So they're losing their audience, which is great. Right. But the more we have to do, we have to be the leaders in that space. And I really appreciate what you're doing. Hey, happy holidays to you and your family. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year. Thank you so much for being on the Black Business Network. Darius Stanton, Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side. That was wonderful. We got to do it. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen below, and that is $BBXUXA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So let's give to the Black Business Expo as much as we can. We want to thank all of our sponsors for Black Business Expo USA for December 2023. We're talking about NC100, beautiful people, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Rocher Coaching and Training, the Hello LLC, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, 5-Star BDM Media, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation, Inc., Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Milani Shani Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA, Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming.
It's your time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life with the new Ignite and Take Flight Planner 2024. It's time for you to seize the year with your great new planner. You see, this planner is designed for every entrepreneur to pursue strategic planning that cultivates leadership, accountability, gratitude, and leads to your ultimate success in life and in work. With sections that help you with your project management, habit tracking, resources, and coupon pages that are second to none that empower each entrepreneur to make their mark, get noticed, and take charge. Reach the pinnacle of success like never before through effective planning. So get your Ignite and Take Flight Planner 2024. It's time for you to ignite your future.